Hi everyone. So in this video we are going to discuss about all the IPMAT 2024 quants questions. So it includes all the 15 short answer questions as well as 30 multiple choice questions. So before starting the questions, I would just like you to update about the IPMAT free mock tests which are being provided by Kraku. So we are providing 10 plus free IPMAT mock tests, as well as we are providing mock tests for JIPMAT, IPMAT Rohtak, Christ University, IMK, BMS exam, and for all the other undergraduate examinations. We are providing the mock test for free of course. So if you want to check where do you stand, where your preparation is standing at the present moment, just give these mocks, because these mocks are based on the last 5 years IPMAT papers. So they will give you a good idea about how is the preparation going and how much you have, what all topics you need to work on. So just Google search IPMAT Kraku mock test for IPMAT and you will be redirected to the website. So with this, let's start the video. The first question is saying, if 4 to the power log x to the base 2 minus 4x plus log 9 to the power log y to the base 3 minus 16y plus 68 is equal to 0. We have to find out the value of y minus x. So we have to ultimately find the value of y minus x. So first of all, we know that if a to the power log c to the base b, I can also write it as c log a to the base b. We can change the log number as well as the power. So this can be interchanged. So using this formula, we'll solve this question. So we have 4 log x to the base 2. This can be written as x I'll bring down and 4 I'll take to the power. So this will become x to the power log 4 to the base 2. Now log 4 to the base 2 can be further written as x to the power log 2 ka square to the base 2. Now this 2 ka square can come out and log 2 base 2 is 1. So this will be x square. This 2 will be coming out and log 2 to the base 2 is 2. Log 2 to the base 2 is 1. So 2 into 1 is 2 and thus 4 to the power log x to the base 2 can be written as x square. Similarly, if I have to simplify this one, which is 9 to the power log y to the base 3. So 9 to the power log y base 3, log y base 3 can be written as, again I'll bring y to the normal number and 9 I'll take to the power into the log. So this will become y log 9 to the base 3. Both of them are exchanged. Y to the power log 9 to the base 3. Further can be written as y log base 3 3 square. Log base 3 3 square, which can be further written as, again I'll bring out this 2 and log 3 to the base 3 is 1 only. So 2 into 1 is 1 and this can be written as y square. So log 9 9 to the power log y to the base 3 can be written as y square. Now let's simplify this equation. It is saying 4 to the power log x to the base 2. This can be written as x square. So instead of this, I'll write x square. Then this 4x comes as usual, so minus 4x plus, it is given that 9 to the power log y to the base 3. This can be written as y square. So x square minus 4x plus y square minus 16y. So minus 16y plus 68 is equal to 0. What we'll do, we'll combine them as squares. We'll take some x minus a ka whole square and y minus b ka whole square, and whatever is left we'll take to the right hand side. So this can be written as, this is x square and minus 4x. Now how I can do is, basically I can split this term as x square minus 4x plus 4 and minus 4. So I've added plus 4 and I have subtracted minus 4 as well in this part of the term. Why I am doing this? Because now this will become a perfect square of x minus 2. So x minus 2 ka whole square is x square minus 4x plus 4. Now 4 is subtracted. Now if I take the second part, which is y square minus 16y, what I'll do is, I'll take this y square minus 16y plus 64 and I'll subtract 64 as well. Since I've added 64, I have to subtract 64 as well. Why I am doing this? Because now this part is y minus 8 ka whole square. Y square minus 16y plus 64 is y minus 8 ka whole square. Now we are left with only plus 68, so we'll add plus 68 as well. Now minus 4 minus 64 is minus 68 and this is equal to 0 first of all. Now minus 4 and minus 64 is equal to minus 68 and this plus 68 and minus 68 will be cancelled. So we are ultimately left with, this becomes x minus 2 ka whole square and this becomes y minus 8 ka whole square. So x minus 2 ka whole square plus y minus 8 ka whole square is equal to 0. X minus 2 ka whole square plus y minus 8 ka whole square is equal to 0. Now this condition is only possible when x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 8. This is only possible when x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 8. Why? Because this is a positive term. This will remain always positive because square of any number is positive. This will also be positive. Now sum of two positive numbers will only be positive. but it is saying that it should be equal to 0. Now it will be only 0 when this term, which is x minus 2 ka whole square, is equal to 0, that is x minus 2 should be 0, and this y minus 8, this should also be 0, that is y minus 8 is equal to 0. So these two conditions should be followed. So x minus 2 is equal to 0 and y minus 8 is equal to 0. So I can say x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 8. We have to find out the value of y minus x. Now I find out y is equal to 8, x is equal to 2. I can write 8 minus 2, which is equal to 6. 8 minus 2, which is equal to 6, and thus the correct answer will be 6. The next question is given as a fruit seller has oranges, apples and bananas in the ratio 3:6:7. So oranges is to apples is to banana is equal to 3:6:7. If the number of oranges is a multiple of both 5 and 6, so oranges is a multiple of, is a multiple of 5 and 6. Now 5 and 6 are co-prime numbers. 5 and 6 are co-prime numbers, so I can say oranges should be the multiple of LCM of 5 and 6, because 5 and 6 are co-prime, so oranges should be the multiple of LCM of 5 and 6. Oranges will be a multiple of 30. Number of oranges will be a multiple of 30. It is asking for the minimum number of fruits the seller has. So if orange is a multiple of 30, what I can do is, I can assume orange is equal to 30k. Now orange is to apple is to banana is 3:6:7. So if I say orange upon apple is basically what? 3/6. Orange upon apple is 3/6. What is the number of oranges we are considering? Number of oranges is 30k. So I can write 30k divided by apples, number of apples is equal to 3/6. Now this gets cancelled, this becomes 10, and thus I can write apple will be equal to 60k. If oranges are 30k, apple will be 60k. Now similarly, if I compare oranges and bananas, so oranges to bananas ratio is basically 3:7. So this is 3/7. Now what is oranges? Oranges is 30k, and what is banana? Bananas is b. So 30k divided by b is equal to 3/7, and similarly this get cancelled and b becomes 70k. So number of oranges is 30k, number of apples is 60k, and number of bananas is 70k. It is asking for the minimum number of fruits. What is the total fruits currently? Total fruit currently is number of oranges plus number of apples plus number of bananas. So it is equal to 30k plus 60k plus 70k. 30k plus 60k plus 70k, this is equal to 30 plus 60 is 90 and 90 plus 70 is 160. So this is equal to 160k. So total number of fruits is 160k, which is 30 plus 60 plus 70, which is 160k. We have to find out the minimum number of fruits, and this minimum number of fruits will be when k is equal to 1. This will be minimum. This will be minimum when k is equal to 1, which is obvious. Like k should be an integer multiple because we are saying that O is a multiple of 30. So if I have to take any integer value of k, k should be 1, which should be the minimum value. It cannot be half because then oranges will be 15 and it is not a multiple of 30. Similarly, it cannot be 3/5 as well. Why? Because the number of oranges will be again 18 in that case, and there as well the number of oranges will not be a multiple of 5 and 6 both. So for the minimum value, I have to take k is equal to 1, and thus minimum number of fruits will be equal to 160k, which is equal to 160 into 1, which is equal to 160. Thus the minimum number of fruits is 160. The number of real solutions of the equation x square minus 15x plus 55 to the power x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 1 is. So we have to find out the number of real solutions. Now what I'll do is basically I'll consider this part, which is x square minus 15x plus 55 as p. X square minus 15x plus 55 as p, and the power part, which is x square minus 5x plus 6 as q. So q is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. So this entire number can be written as p to the power q. Now this should be equal to 1. P to the power q should be equal to 1. Now when this can be equal to 1, there are three cases possible. When p is equal to minus 1 and q is an even number. If p is minus 1 and q is an even number, what will happen? Minus 1 to the power of to an even power will be giving as 1 only. Minus 1 to any even power will be giving as 1. Second case will be p is equal to 1 and q is any real number. Q is any real number. If q is any real number and p is equal to 1, then 1 to the power of any number will be equal to 1 only. Similarly, the third case can be p can be any real number. P can be any real number and q should be equal to 0. Q should be equal to 0. What I mean to say is power, if the power is 0 for any real number to the power 0, this will be equal to 1 only. 7 to the power 0 is 1, or let's say 8.3 to the power 0 is also 1. So any number to the power 0 is equal to 1. So these are the three cases possible. Let me take the first case, which is P should be minus 1 and Q is even. P minus 1 and Q even. So if I am saying P is minus 1, what will happen? What I am saying is x square minus 15x plus 55 should be minus 1. So x square minus 15x plus 55 should be equal to minus 1. But I can write x square minus 15x plus 56 should be equal to 0. X square minus 15x plus 56 is equal to 0. If I factorize this will come as x minus 7 into x minus 8 is equal to 0. And thus I can say the values of x can be 7 and 8. The values of x can be 7 and 8 from case 1. This is my case 1. The values can be x is equal to 7 or x is equal to 8. Now with these values, I have to check whether q is even or not. So I have to put the value of x is equal to 7 and x is equal to 8 into this value, which is q, and I have to check whether this is even or not. If it is not even, then we cannot consider that solution, because minus 1 to an odd number powered will be minus 1, which will not be equal to 1. So what I'll do is put the value of x is equal to 7 in q, which is x square minus 5x plus 6. So this will become 7 square minus 5 into 7 plus 6. So 7 square is 49, 49 plus 6 is 55, and 55 minus 35 is 20. So this is equal to 7. Now this is equal to 20. If I put x is equal to 7, my result is 20, which is an even number. So I can accept this solution. Now what is x is equal to 8? So 8 square minus 5 into 8 plus 6. Now what is 8 square? 8 square is 64. 64 plus 6 is 70, and 70 minus 40 is 30. So this will be equal to 30. X is equal to 8 also gives me an even number. X is equal to 8 also gives q as an even number. So I can say both x is equal to 7 and x is equal to 8 are acceptable answers. Now next we have case 2, which is p should be 1 and q can be any real number. Q can be any real number and p should be 1. So what I am trying to say is basically x square minus 15x plus 55 should be equal to 1. Or I can say x square minus 15x plus 54 is equal to 0. I can further factorize this and write x minus 9 into x minus 6 should be equal to 0. Or I can write x can be equal to 9 and x can be equal to 6. X can be equal to 9 and x can be equal to 6. Now both of these values, if you put it in q, which is x square minus 5x plus 6, you have to check whether q is a real number or not. Putting both the values 9 and 6 will give you a real number only. If you put x is equal to 6, this will give me 36 minus 30 plus 6, which is equal to 12. 12 is a real number, and if I put x is equal to 9, it is 81 plus 6, 87 minus 45, which is 42. Again 42 is a real number. So x is equal to 9 and x is equal to 6, both are accepted solutions. Now third is basically case 3, which is p can be any real number and q should be 0. P can be any real number and q should be 0. If the power is 0, that is x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0, to the power 0 it will always come 1. So x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. Now this can be further simplified as x minus 2 into x minus 3 equal to 0, and thus I can say x is equal to 2 is a possible value and x is equal to 3 is a possible value. X is equal to 2 is a possible value and x is equal to 3 is a possible value. Now if I put the value of x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 3 in p, I will always get a real number. If I put the value of x is equal to 2 here, I will get 29, and x is equal to 3, I'll get 19. So both the cases p is a real number. So x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 3 is a acceptable answer. Now combining all three cases, what are our possible solutions? Combining cases, a possible solution are x is equal to 7, 8, 9, 6, 2 and 3. So these are the possible solutions for x. X can be 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are in total 6 solutions for x. In total 6 solutions for x. X is equal to 2, 3, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So I can say the number of real solutions of this equation will be equal to 6, and thus 6 will be the correct answer. The following table shows the number of employees and their median age in 8 companies located in a district. So there are 8 companies, this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. The number of employees are also given and their median ages are also given. It is known that the age of all employees are integers. So all employees' ages are integers, and it is known that the age of every employee in A is strictly less than age of every employee in B. The age of every employee in B is strictly less than the age of every employee in C. This is followed for all the employees. The age of every employee in G is strictly less than age of every employee in H. So every employee in A is less than like the age of the employee in the company A is less than the age of employee in company B for all the employees. For all the employees in A, the age is less than for all the employees in company B. Similarly, the companies it follows for similar pattern for A, B, C, D, E, F. The age of all the employees in company B is less than the age of all the employees in company C. So A is less than B, less than C, less than D, and this trends follow for up till H. Less than E and F, less than G, less than H. It is asking for the highest possible age of an employee of company A. So we have to find out the highest possible age of employee of company A. Now A has 32 employees. A has 32 employees. Let's say this is 1, 2, 3, and until this goes on till this is the 32nd employee. This is the 32nd employee. If I arrange them in increasing order, the highest possible value will be this one. If I arrange them in an increasing order, the highest possible value, or if I arrange them in ascending order, the highest possible value will be this one. Now for B, it is saying that there are in A there are 32 employees, and in B there are 28 employees. So 1, 2, 3. Up till there will be this 14th employee and 15th employee, 14th and 15th, and then there will be in total 28 employees. This will be the 28th employee. And again, this is these are the ages which I have arranged them in an ascending order. Now it is asking for the highest possible age of an employee of company A. So first of all, the age of any employee in company A should be strictly less than the age of any employee in company B. So this value should be less than this value. If I say this is A and this is B, A should be less than B. Why? Because I am saying that I have arranged all the ages in an ascending order for both A and B. Now the highest value of A should be less than the lowest value of B. Why? Because every employee in company A should be less than the age of any employee in company B. So the highest value of A should be less than the lowest value of B. Now what can be the lowest value of B? What is the lowest value which B can take? We are given that the median age of company B is 30 years old. So the median age of a company B is 30 years old. So what it is saying that since there are 28 employees, there are 28 employees in company B, their median age will be given by age of 14th employee plus age of 15th employee divided by 2. Like if n is even, then the median age is given by the average of n by 2th element and n by 2 plus 1th element. So it will be the average of 14th and 15th element. Now if I want the median age to be 30, what I can take is basically the minimum value I can take is 30 and 30. 14th and 15th employee is 30 and 30 years old. Now what can be the value of B? What can be the highest value of B? Since I have to find out the highest value of A, I have to first figure out the highest value of B. What is the highest value of B which can take? The highest value of B will be 30 only. The highest value B can take is 30 because I'll assume that from 1st to 15th employee, every employee is aged 30 years old. So what will happen? The median will remain 30 only, but all the employees from 1 to 15 will be 30 years old. So I can say B can be 30 and A should be less than B. A should be less than B. So the maximum value that A can take is 29. Maximum value A can take is 29. Now what if I take this as 29 and this as 31? If I take the age of the 14th employee as 29 and 15th employee as 31, what will happen? The median remains the same. Median is again 30. 29 plus 31 divided by 2 is 30. But this time my value for B will be 29. My value for B will be 29 because they all are arranged in an ascending order or an increasing order. So this cannot be less than 29. This cannot be more than 29. The value of B cannot be more than 29. It can be either 28, 29, 27, but it cannot be 30 because it is arranged in ascending order. So either this can be equal to the median value of the 14th employee age, or it should be less than 14th employee age. Now B can be, the maximum value B can take is 29. The maximum value B can take is 29 if I take 29 and 31. So what will happen if B's maximum value is 29 and A is less than B? The maximum value A can take will be 28. The maximum value A can take is 29. And in my previous case, what I have got that the maximum value A can take is 29. So what I'll say that A is equal to 29 will be the maximum age of any employee in company A. Similarly, if I take this as 28 and this as 32, again the median is same, but the maximum value of B will change again to 28. The maximum value which B can take is again 28, and from here I can say the maximum value for A can be 27, which is again less than 29. Maximum value of A can be 27, which is again 29. So for any age, even if you consider for 14th employee 27 and 15th as 33, again the maximum possible age for any employee in company A can be 29 years old, and therefore I can say the correct answer for this question will be 29. Then the next question is saying person A borrows rupees 4,000 from another person B for a duration of 4 years. So there is a borrowing of 4,000 rupees for 4 years. This is principal which is being borrowed, this is time. He borrows a portion of it at 3% simple interest. Okay, so this 4,000 rupees is borrowed at in 2 interest, I think, at 3% simple interest per annum, while the rest at 4% simple interest per annum. So let's say I'm assuming the X amount is taken at 3% per annum. X percent is taken at 3% per annum and the remaining at 4% simple interest. So this is 4,000. If X is 3 at 3%, so remaining will be 4,000 minus X. And this 4,000 minus X will be borrowed at 4% per annum. This 4,000 minus X will be borrowed at 4% per annum. Time is 4 years. It is given that if B get, and this is a simple interest. This is a simple interest scheme. It is given that if B gets rupees 520 as total interest, if total interest earned is rupees 520, then the amount A borrowed at 3% per annum in rupees is the amount borrowed by A at 3% per annum in rupees will be. So what will happen? Let's say this is my scheme A in which rupees X is invested at 3% for 4 years, and this is my scheme B at which 4,000 minus X is invested at 4% for 4 years. Time is equal to 4 years. Now I'll say what is the interest formula? Interest formula is for simple interest, the interest formula is P into R into T divided by 100, which is principal multiplied by rate multiplied by time period divided by 100. Now interest in scheme A. Interest in scheme A will be, what is the principal amount? Principal amount is X. This is my principal amount. That is divided into 2 schemes, X and 4,000 minus X. So for A, principal amount is X. Multiplied by, what is the rate of interest? Rate of interest is 3%. So X into 3 into what is the time period? Time period is 4 years. So X into 3 into 4 divided by 100. So I can write this is 12X by 100. So interest for scheme A is 12X by 100. Now let's calculate interest for scheme B. Interest for scheme will be P into R into T divided by 100. What is P? P is 4,000 minus X. P is 4,000 minus X. What is rate? Rate is 4%. So 4,000 minus X into 4. And what is the time period? Time period is 4 years. So 4,000 minus X into 4 divided by 100. This will come out as 64,000 minus 16X divided by 100. So this is my interest P. Yeah, 64,000 minus 16X divided by 100. And this is 12X divided by 100. Now total interest earned is rupees 520. So I can say IA plus IB should be equal to 520. That implies, what is IA? IA is 12X by 100. What is IB? IB is 64,000 minus 16X divided by 100. And this should be equal to 520. Simplifying this, I will take the LCM as 100 and I will take it to the right hand side as well. So this becomes 12X plus 64,000 minus 16X. This should be equal to 520 multiplied by 100, which is coming from the left hand side denominator. So this is equal to 52,000. So 12X minus 16X is 4X. So 64,000 minus 4X is equal to 52,000. Or I can write 4X is equal to 64,000 minus 52,000, which is equal to 12,000. And thus I can write X should be equal to 3,000. The value of X should be 3,000. Now, it is asking the amount A borrowed at 3% per annum. A is the person. The amount person A borrowed at 3% per annum. So we have to find out amount A borrowed at 3% per annum. What is the amount which is borrowed at 3% per annum? At 3% per annum, the amount borrowed is X. The amount borrowed is X. And what is the value of X? X is equal to 3,000. Therefore, I can say, so at 3% per annum, A borrowed rupees 3,000. And therefore, 3,000 will be the correct answer. The next question is saying the number of triangles with integer sides and with perimeter 15 is. So we have to find out the number of triangles which has integer sides and perimeter should be equal to 15. Now if perimeter is P and P is equal to odd, if P is equal to odd and we have to find out the number of triangles with integer sides, we have a direct formula for this. We have to calculate the value of P plus 3 ka whole square divide by 48. Then we have to take the nearest integer. Then we have to take the nearest integer for this number. Whatever this number is, P plus 3 ka whole square divided by 48. Whatever value we are getting, we have to take the nearest integer for it, and that is the number of triangles with integer sides possible for that particular perimeter. Now here perimeter is odd and perimeter is 50. Perimeter is 15 centimeter, or let's say 15 units. Perimeter is 15 units and this is an odd number. So number of triangles will be P plus 3 ka whole square divided by 48. What is P? P is 15. So 15 plus 3 ka whole square divided by 48. 15 plus 3 is 18. 18 ka square is 324. So 324 divided by 48. This will roughly come out as, if I divide it by 4, this will come out as 81 by 12. And this will come out as 12, 6 is 72, 6.75. So this value comes out as 6.75, and the nearest integer to 6.75 is nearest integer, or if I have to do the round off, so round off will be 6.75, round off will be 7. Thus I can say the number of triangles possible with perimeter is equal to 15 units is 7. 7 is the number of triangles which are possible when perimeter is equal to 15 units. Let me give you the triangles as well, like what are the possible triangles. Now for creating triangles we have to remember this thing, that sum of two sides should be greater than the third side. This is the property for a triangle to be a valid triangle, that the sum of any two sides should be greater than the third. What is the maximum possible side length I can take? What is the maximum possible side length I can take? Maximum possible side length can be 7. If my perimeter is 15 units, the maximum possible side length can be 7, because if I take the maximum possible side length as 8, what will happen? If my perimeter is 15 units and one of my side is 8 units, what will happen? The second and third side will be, the sum of second and third side will be 7 units. Like if I say this is my triangle A, B, C. Now if I say A is equal to 8 units and A plus B plus C is 15, so what will happen? B plus C will be 7 units. And this violates my condition. That is, the sum of two sides, which is B plus C, is less than the third side. It should be greater than the third side, but here B plus C is less than A. So sum of two sides is less than the third side. So that's why I'm saying that the maximum possible side length with perimeter 15 can be 7 units. So what are the possible triangles? With this, the possible triangle can be 7, 1, 7. This is one triangle. You can compare the sum of two sides is greater than the third side for all cases. 7 plus 1 is 8, greater than 7. 1 plus 7 is 8, greater than 7. And 7 plus 7 is 14, which is greater than 1. Second triangle can be 7, 2, 5. Again 7, 2, 6. 7, 2, 6. 7 plus 2 is 9, greater than 6. 2 plus 6 is greater than 7, and 7 plus 6, 13, greater than 2. Third can be 7, 3, 5. 7 plus 5, 12, greater than 3. 7 plus 3, greater than 5, and 3 plus 5, greater than 7. Another possible triangle is 7, 4, 4. Another possible triangle is 7, 4, 4, and again this also satisfies this condition. Sum of two sides should be greater than third side. Now if I take the next triangle as 7, 5, 3, what is happening? This and this are same triangles. Only the orientation is changed, but the triangle is same. The side lengths are same. 7, 3, 5 and 7, 5, 3 is basically representing the same triangle. So with 7 as the highest side length, these are the four possible triangles. Now the next maximum side length can be 6. So with 6, what are the possible triangles? I have to make the perimeter as 15 units. So one possible triangle is 6, 3, 6. 6, 3, 6. Now again, this condition is being satisfied for all three sides. Sum of two sides should be greater than third side. Next possible triangle is 6, 4, 5. 6, 4, 5. Again, this also satisfies all the condition. Now if I take the next triangle as 6, 5, 4, both of them will be same only. 6, 4, 5 and 6, 5, 4 is same, so I don't have to consider this. Now next I'll take the maximum side length as 5. If this is 5, the maximum can take is basically 5, 5 and 5. This is the only possible. Why cannot be 5, 6, 4 or 5, 7, 3? 5, 6, 4, 5, 7, 3 is not possible because 6, 4, 5 and 5, 6, 4 are same. These are same, so I can eliminate this one. Similarly, 5, 7, 3 and 7, 3, 5. 5, 7, 3 and 7, 3, 5 are same, so I can eliminate this as well. So for all the other triangles, if I take this 5, 6, 4, 5, 7, 3 or 5, 4, 6 or 5, 3, 7, all will be repeated. So I can just remove these two triangles. So these are the 7 triangles which are possible. If I take, for next case, if I take 4 as the maximum side length, my triangle can be 4, 6 and 5. But this is same as 6, 4, 5. 4, 6, 5 and 6, 4, 5 is same. So I can just remove this triangle. So these are the 7 triangles which are possible. These 4 triangles plus these 2 more triangles and plus this 1 more triangle. So 4 plus 2 plus 7. These are the 7 triangles possible with integer side lengths when the perimeter is 15 units, and thus I can say the correct answer will be 7. So I have used both the formula. I have made the triangles as well, what can be the possible triangles, as well as I have given you the direct formula. It is advisable to use this direct formula, which is when p is odd, the number of triangles is nearest integer to p plus 3 ka whole square divided by 48. And if p is even, then the number of triangles is p square divided by 48, the nearest integer of p square divided by 48. So remember this formula. With this you can directly get the answer. If A is a matrix x1, x2, 7, y1, y2, 3 and z1, 8, 3 is a matrix such that the sum of all 3 elements along any row, column or diagonals are equal to each other. The sum of all 3 elements along any row, column or diagonal are equal to each other. Then I have to find out the determinant of A. So I have to figure out the determinant of A. So here we have to apply certain row operations and column operations, and we are given that the sum of all 3 elements along any row and any column or diagonals are equal. So x1 plus y1 plus z1 is equal to x1 plus x2 plus 7 is equal to y1 plus y2 plus y3. So this sum, this sum, this sum, this sum, this sum or this sum or this sum, all these sums are equal. So I'll just start performing the operations. What I'll do, I'll assume C1 as C1 plus C2 plus C3. And assume since all the row sum and column sum and diagonal sum are the equals, all row sum, column sum and diagonal sum are equal, I'll assume this as K. Any of the row sum, that is x1 plus y1 plus z1 or x2 plus y2 plus 8 or z7 plus y3 plus 3 or y1 plus y2 plus y3. This value will always be equal to K, or x1 plus x2 plus 7 will be equal to K, or z1 plus 8 plus 3 will be equal to K. Now if I do C1 as C1 plus C2 plus C3, so I'll get K is equal to x1 plus x2 plus 7, this will be equal to K. I have assumed that any row sum or any column sum will be equal to K. So x1 plus x2 plus 7 is equal to K, y1 plus y2 plus y3 is also K, and z1 plus 8 plus 3 is also K. So this is K, 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 this will remain x2, this will remain 7, this is y2, this is y3, and this is 8 and this is 3. Now next operation which I will perform is R1 as R1 plus R2 plus R3. That is row 1, I can write it as row 1 plus row 2 plus row 3. So this is row and column transformation matrix. So A is equal to K plus K plus K, this will become 3K. X2 plus Y2 plus 8, any column sum or any row sum, this is equal to K. So this will also be K. X2 plus Y2 plus 8 will be equal to K only because any row, any column or any diagonal sum is equal. So 3K. Again 7 plus Y3 plus 3 will be K only. 7 plus Y3 plus 3 will be K only. This will remain K, this will remain K, this will be Y2, this is Y3, this is 8 and this is 3. Now if I see this column 7 Y3 3, the sum of 7 plus y3 plus 3 should be equal to K, or I can write y3 as K minus 10. y3 as K minus 10. Now what I'll consider, instead of this column, I'll consider one row which is one of the column which is x2 y2 8 and the other column with another diagonal which is x1 y2 and 3. Column sum and diagonal sum are equal, so I can say for this column x2 plus y2 plus 8, x2 plus y2 plus 8 should be equal to x1 plus y2 plus 3, x1 plus y2 plus 3. So I can write this y2 get cancelled and this will become x1, this will become 5, 8 minus 3 is 5, or I can write x1 is equal to x2 plus 5. x1 is equal to x2 plus 5. x1 is equal to x2 plus 5. Now if I consider this first row which is x1 plus x2 plus 7, so I know x1 plus x2 plus 7, this should be equal to K only. x1 plus x2 plus 7 should be equal to K only, and x1 is x2 plus 5, so I can write x2 plus 5 plus x2 plus 7 should be equal to K. x2 plus 5 plus 7 should be equal to K, or I can write 2x2 is equal to K minus 12, or I can write x2 is equal to K minus 12 by 2. x2 is equal to K minus 12 by 2. Now I'll again consider this second column. I'll just consider this second column. X2 I've got as k minus 12 by 2. Now x2 plus y2 plus 8 should be k. X2 plus y2 plus 8 should be equal to k. So x2 plus y2 plus 8 should be equal to k. This implies k minus 12 by 2 plus what is y2? y2 I have to find out, plus 8 should be equal to k. This will come out as y2 will come out as k minus 4 by 2. y2 will come out as k minus 4 by 2. y2 will come out as k minus 4 by 2. So I know the value of y3, I know the value of y2. Why not? I need the value of y2 and y3 only. I needed the value of y2 and y3 only. So what I'll do, I'll just substitute the value of y2 and y3 in my original matrix A. So now A will be equal to 3k, k and k. This is also k, k. This is 8, this is 3. y3 is k minus 10. So this value is k minus 10. And this is k minus 4 by 2. So this is k minus 4 by 2. So this is my A matrix now. Now here we have to perform one more operation, which is we have got the value of y2, we have got the value of y3, got the value of y2, y3, and we have x1 and x2 as well. So what I'll do, I'll combine the middle row and middle column. y1 plus y2 plus y3 should be x2 plus y2 plus 8. So y1 plus y2 plus y3 should be x2 plus y2 plus 8. So x2 plus y2 plus 8. So this y2 get cancelled. And what is, we have to find out the value of y1, and we know y3 and x2. So y1 plus what is y3? y3 is k minus 10. So y1 plus k minus 10 is equal to what is x2? x2 is k minus 12 by 2. So k minus 12 by 2 plus 8. So further solve this, this will come as y1 plus k 2y1 plus 2k minus 20 should be equal to k minus 12 plus 8. K minus 12 plus 16. Sorry, k minus 12 plus 16. And further simplifying this, I'll get 2y1 is equal to, I can take k to that side. So 12 plus 16. 16 minus 12 is 4, and 20 minus 20 will become plus 20. So 24 minus k, or I can write y1 is equal to 12 minus k by 2. y1 is equal to 12 minus k1 by 2. I've got y1 is equal to 12 minus k by 2. So I'll just directly write this. This is the formula which we are using. We have combined the middle row and the middle column. y1 should be equal to 12 minus k by 2. Now, if I consider all the elements of this matrix, the sum of first row is k, sum of second row is k, and sum of third row is k. Sum of all the elements of first row is k, sum of all the elements of second row is k, and sum of all the elements of third row is k. So I can say the total sum of all the elements will be equal to 3k. The total sum should be 3k. Now I can write x1 plus y2 plus 3, this will be equal to k. And z1 plus y2 plus 7 is equal to k. And this y2 is counted twice. So sum of diagonal elements x1 plus y2 plus 3 is equal to k. So this will be x1 plus y2 plus 3 is equal to k, and z1 plus y2 plus 7 is equal to k. z1 plus y2 plus 7 is also k. If I combine this up, this should be equal to x1 plus y2 plus 3 plus z1 plus y2 plus 7. This should be equal to 2k. Or I can write, if I combine this up, this I can write as, I'll just stop here only. You can write as x1 plus y2 plus 3 plus z1 plus 7 is equal to 2k minus y2. 2k minus y2. x1 plus y2 plus 3 plus z1 plus 7 is 2k minus y2. What I have done is I have combined the sum of these two. And since I had one y2 extra, so I took it to the left hand side. So 2k minus y2. Now the sum of these two I have calculated and excluded y2 1. So plus, if I add in this x2, y3, 8 and y1, if I add the value of x2, y3, 8 and y1, this is 2k minus y2, and if I add the value of x2, y1, y3 and 8, this should be equal to 3k, because the sum of two diagonals, sum of these 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, sum of all the 5 diagonal elements is 2k minus y2. If I add these 4 x2, y3, 8 and y1, it should be equal to 3k, because the total sum is 3k. So I can write 2k minus y2 plus y1 plus x2 plus y3 plus 8, y1 plus x2 y1 plus x2 plus y3 plus 8, this should be equal to 3k. If I further solve this, I have to put the value of y1 as 12 minus k by 2. So 2k minus y2 is, first of all, y2 is k minus 4 by 2. So k minus 4 by 2 plus y1 is 12 minus k by 2. X2 is k minus 12 by 2 and y3 is k minus 10 plus 8 should be equal to 3k. When you solve this equation, you will get the value of k as, you will get the value of k is equal to 12. I am not solving this here because it will take a lot of space and a lot of time. So I'll just, you can just do this. The value of k will come out to be 12. If you solve this equation, the value of k will come out to be 12. So what I'll do, I'll put this value of k is equal to 12. I'll put this value of k is equal to 12 into this matrix. So what I'll get, after putting the value of k is equal to 12, I'll get a is equal to 36, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12 minus 4 is 8 divided by 2, 4, 12 minus 10 is 2, 8 and 3. So this is my matrix. And determinant of this matrix, after solving you will get, you can take this one, 36 into 4 3 is 12 minus 8 to the 16. So 36 into minus 4 minus 12 into 12 is the 36 minus 12 to the 24, this is 12, and plus 12 into 12 8s are 96 and 12 4s are 48. So 12 into 48. So this value will come out as minus 144 plus 576. So 576 minus 144 this will come out as, determinant of A will come out as 288. And thus the correct answer for this question will be 288. Determinant of A will be 288. The next question is saying the number of factors of 1800 that are multiple of 6. So we have to find out the number of factors that are multiple of 6 for 1800. So 1800 can be written as 2 into 3 square into 2 square into 5 square. So 2 square into 5 square is 100 and 2 into 3 square is 18. So 18 into 100 is 1800. So this I can write as 2 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 2 into 5 to the power 2. 1800 can be written as 2 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 2 into 5 to the power 2. I have to find out the multiple of 6. So I have to take 1 power of 2 and 1 power of 3 because 2 into 3 is 6. So I have to exclude 2 into 3. So 1800 can be written as, I will just take 2 into 3 as common and I am left with 2 square into 3 into 5 square. 2 square into 3 into 5 square. Now this 2 into 3 is outside the bracket. If I just consider this number, now for every number, every factor which I get for this, every factor which I get for 2 square into 3 into 5 square, it will be a multiple of 6 only for 1800. Why? Because ultimately it is multiplied by 2 into 3 which is 6. Any factor of this number 2 square into 3 into 5 square when multiplied by 6 will be a multiple of 6 factor for 1800. So what I have to do, I have to find out the number of factors for this number. So I'll assume this number as n. So n is equal to 2 square into 3 into 5 square, and we know the formula that if n is equal to p1 to the power a into p2 to the power b into p3 to the power c, number of factors is a plus 1 into b plus 1 into c plus 1. So my a here is 2, so 2 plus 1 into 1 plus 1 into 2 plus 1. This is 3 into 2 into 3. So 3 to the 6, 6 3 is 18. So the total number of factors will be 18. There will be 18 factors for this n. And all of these 18 factors, when they will be multiplied by 6, we will get all those factors of 1800 that are multiple of 6. So we'll say the number of factors for 1800 that are multiple of 6 is 18, and therefore the correct answer is 18. So this is one more question which we have already discussed. It is a continuation of a set, but the questions of this set were scattered in the actual exam as well. So let's see this one. The following table shows the number of employees and the median age in 8 companies located in a district. These are the company's data. It is known that age of all employees are integers. Age of every employee in A is strictly less than B. Age of every employee in B is strictly less than C. And this goes on till age of every employee in G is strictly less than the age of every employee in H. So this is A less than B less than C less than D, and this goes till less than H. So this is what we have discussed. We have to find out the median age of employees across the 8 companies. So we have to figure out the median age of employees across the 8 companies. So in order to find out the median age of employees, what we have to calculate is basically we have to calculate the age of the middlemost element, age of the middlemost employee when all the companies, 8 companies employees are arranged in ascending order. So now this is an ascending order. A less than B, A, B, C, D, they are already in ascending order. And this I have to assume as in ascending order. Like companies A data, I'll store it as ascending order. So let me first calculate the number of employees in all 8 companies. So A plus B, total employees will be 32 plus 28 plus 43 plus 39 plus 35 plus 29 plus 23 plus 60. So these are the total number of employees. So this is 60, 103, 142, 177, 206, 229 and 245. So total number of employees is 245. So if I have to find out the median age, median will be 245 plus 1 divided by 2th element. Median age will be 245 plus 1 divided by 2th employee, which is 123rd employee. So the median age of this company will be the age of 123rd employee. Now I have a bunch of 32 employees in company A. There are 32 employees in company A. So I have this 32 employees in company A. All of them are arranged in ascending order. Now since A is for every employee of A, the age is less than for every as compared to the every employee in B. So the next cohort of company B, for company B, every element should be less. So this values is already arranged. A is less than B, it is already arranged in ascending order. So if I say this is 32, number of employees in B will be 28 only. And all the ages of all these 32 employees will be less than the ages of all these 28 employees. So I don't have to worry about whether any employee in company A is aged more than company B, because it is clearly given that every employee in company A is less than every employee in company B. So this is 32, this is 28. Now let's compare C. Remember that we have to find out the age of 23rd employee, 123rd employee. We have to find out the age of 123rd employee because we have to find out the median age of employees across 8 companies. Now this is A, B. Now for C, number of employees in C is basically 43. Number of employees in C is 43. So in C we have 43 employees. So now we have 32 plus 28, which is 60, and 60 plus 143 is 103. Now let's consider D. So D has how many? D has 39 employees. D has 39 employees. So now we have in total 100 so up till A plus B plus C, this is 103. Now for D, if I just expand this D is equal to 39 element. So this is 104th to 142th employee. If I just expand this further, this is 104th employee and this is 142nd employee. I have to figure out the age of 123rd employee. A plus B plus C is 103 and D is 39. Now what is D here? If D is equal to 1 here and D is equal to 39, the median will be 1 plus 39 divided by 2, which is D is equal to 20th. So 20th employee of D's age will be 123rd employee. If I say A plus B plus C is 103 and if I add 20 more, so the 20th employee of D, that 20th employee of D will be the 123rd employee of all the companies, 8 companies together. There are 245 employees. I have to figure out the age of 123rd employee. My A plus B plus C has 103 employees. Now, if I add 20 more, I'll get the age of 123rd employee. So I can say 20th employee's age of company D, the age of 20th employee in company D will be equal to the age of 123rd in all companies. So D, I can write D20 should be equal to all companies 123. And can we find out the value of D20? Now there are 39 employees in company D and the median age is 45. The median age is 45. This means that what is the median? Median of 39? Median of 39 is 39 plus 1 divided by 2, which is equal to 20th. So the age of 20th employee in company D, the age of 20th employee in company D is equal to 45 years. This is the meaning of median. Median is the middlemost value. So age of the 20th employee in company D is 45. Therefore, and I'm saying that age of 20th employee in company D is age of 123rd employee in all the companies. So thus I can say the age of 123rd employee, the age of 23rd employee is same as the age of the 20th employee in company D, and this will be equal to 45 years. This will be equal to 45 years, and therefore I can say the median age of all companies will be 45 years. The median age of all companies, when the data is combined together, the age will be come out as 45 years. Then the next question is saying, let triangle ABC be a triangle right angled at B with AB is equal to BC is equal to 18 units. So ABC is right angled isosceles triangle. ABC is a right angled isosceles triangle and AB is equal to 18 units and BC is equal to 18 units. The area of the largest rectangle that can be inscribed in this triangle and has B as one of the vertices. So this should have one of the vertices and it should be a rectangle. So I'll say, let's say this is my rectangle, and this is the maximum rectangle area which can be inscribed in a triangle. So I'll assume this length as x and this length as y. If I take this point as D, this as E, and this as F, I can say triangle ADF is similar to triangle EFEC. Triangle FEC. Triangle ADF is similar to triangle FEC, which I mean to say is this triangle is similar to this triangle. Why? Because this angle and this angle are equal. They both are 90 degrees. And this angle are equal because they are parallel lines. These are parallel lines, and similarly these are also parallel lines. So this angle is equal. This is 90, this is 90, and this is also equal. So by AAA criterion, these two triangles are similar. So if ADF is similar, I can write AD divided by DF should be equal to FE divided by EC. AD divided by DF should be equal to FE divided by EC. So I can write AD as 18 minus x and DF as y. So 18 minus x divided by y should be equal to FE. FE is x and EC is 18 minus y. So this is my BEFD is the maximum, is the area of the rectangle which is maximum, and that can be inscribed inside the triangle ABC with length as 18 units. Now if I compare the area, I'll compare the triangle FEC and triangle ABC. Triangle FEC and triangle ABC. So it means this triangle and this entire bigger triangle. FEC and ABC. They will be similar. Why? Because angle C is common in both FEC and ABC. Angle F and angle A will be equal. Why? Because these are parallel lines. These are parallel lines and this is one transversal. So angle F and angle A will be equal. Also, if this is 90, this is also 90 because these both lines are parallel. So if this is also a transversal, so this angle and this angle will be 90. So by AA criterion, the angle FEC is similar to triangle ABC. So I can further write this as if FEC is similar to ABC, I can write FE divided by EC should be equal to AB divided by BC. So FE is what? X. FE is x and EC is 18 minus y. And AB is 18 and BC is 18. So this get cancelled and I can write x is equals to 18 minus y, or I can write x plus y is equal to 18. Now what is the area of rectangle BEFD, which we have to find out? Area of rectangle BEFD, this is equal to x into y. Area of rectangle BEFD is x into y. Now x, we have to find out xy. Now we have to find out the maximum value. We have to find out the maximum value of BEFD. Now x plus y is 18. Value of xy will be maximum when x is equal to y. In this case, if x plus y is 18, the value of xy will be maximum when x is equal to y. So if I put x is equal to y, I'll get as x is equal to y is equal to 9. This is the general condition. If we want the xy value to be maximum and we are given certain x plus y is equal to a, and I want xy to be maximum, this is only possible when x is equal to y. You have to remember this thing. And you can just put this value to get what is the value of x and y. So x and y is 9. If x plus y is 18 and x and y are equal, so x and y both should be equal to 9. And thus I can say area of rectangle BEFD will be equal to 9 into 9, or I can say 81 square units. 81 square units. And therefore the maximum possible area of rectangle that can be inscribed in a right angle triangle will be 81. Before starting the next question, I would just like to tell you about the IPMAT free mock tests which are available at Kraku's website. Just Google search Kraku IPMAT mock test and you will be redirected to a website. All these mock tests are free of cost and you have been provided with 10 plus IPMAT mock tests, as well as we are providing mocks for IPMAT Rohtak as well, JIPMAT as well, and all the other undergraduate examinations. So do give these mocks, see where do you stand. These are created on the basis of last 5 years IPMAT papers. So do give these mocks. This will definitely gonna help you a lot. So let's look at the next question now. So the number of pairs x, y of integers satisfying the inequality mod x minus 5, mod of x minus 5 plus mod of y minus 5 less than equal to 6. What I'll do, I'll assume x minus 5 as a and y minus 5 as b. X minus 5 as a and y minus 5 as b. So I'll get my equation as mod a plus mod b less than equal to 6. I don't have to worry about x and y and a and b, because what is ultimately x? X is a plus 5. And what is y? Y is b plus 5. So these are the values of x and y. X is a plus 5 and y is b plus 5. Now what will happen? Whatever values we are getting for a and b, I have to just add 5 to get the values of x and y. So whatever possible pairs of a comma b are there, whatever possible solutions for a comma b are there, similar solutions are possible for x comma y. So let's say if there are 12 possible values of a comma b, then there will be 12 possible values for x comma y, because ultimately we have to just add 5 in both a and b to get the values of x and y respectively. So instead of solving this one, what I'll do, I'll solve this one. Now mod a plus mod b is less than equal to 6. Now let us assume what all values can be there. If I take a is equal to 1, I'll get mod b less than equal to 5. If I take a is equal to 1, mod b less than equal to 5. Mod b less than equal to 5 means b should be minus 5 to 5. B should be minus 5 to 5, and I have to consider only the integer pairs. And therefore number of integers from minus 5 to 5 will be 11, which will be minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, then 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So there will be total 11 values. Now a is equal to 1. There is one more case where a is equal to 0. This should be the first case. So a is equal to 0. Then what will happen? Mod b will be less than equal to 6. Mod b will be less than equal to 6, or I can say the values of b can be minus 6 to 6, or I can say 13. 13 is the number of values. So now with a is equal to 0, it is 13 solution from minus 6 to 6. B can take values from minus 6 to 6. Now I'll take a is equal to 2. Now what will happen for a is equal to 2? Mod b will be less than equal to 4. How I am getting this? If I put the value of a is equal to 2 in this, I'll get mod of 2 plus mod of b less than equal to 6. Or I can say 2 plus mod b less than equal to 6, or I can say mod b is less than equal to 4. So mod b is less than equal to 4. This is how I am getting mod b less than equal to 4. Let's rub this. So after putting a is equal to 2, mod b is less than equal to 4. Thus, values of b can be from minus 4 to 4, and therefore there are 9 possible values. Now, if I take a is equal to 3, mod b will be less than equal to 3. If I put a is equal to 3, mod b will be less than equal to 3. Thus, I can say this will be minus 3 to plus 3, and therefore there are 7 possible solutions. Similarly, if I take a is equal to 4, mod b will be less than equal to 2. And again, b will be from minus 2 to 2, and thus there will be 5 solutions. Minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. 5 integer solutions. Now if a is equal to 5, mod b will be less than equal to 1. If a is equal to 5, mod b will be 6 minus 5, which is less than equal to 1. So b's value can be from minus 1 to plus 1. If mod of x is less than equal to a, and a is a positive integer, so x is from minus a to a. So from minus 1 to 1, what are the integer values? Integer values are minus 1, 0 and 1. So thus there are 3 possible integer values. Then we can take a is equal to 6. Now when we take a is equal to 6, what will happen? Mod b should be less than equal to 0, and this is only possible when b is equal to 0. This is only possible when b is equal to 0, and thus I will say there is only one solution. Okay. But up till now, I have just considered the positive values of a. I have considered a as 1, a as 2, a as 3, a as 4, a as 5 and a as 6. What if I consider a as minus 1? What if I consider a as minus 1? Because if I put the value of a as minus 1 in here, minus 1 mod will come out as plus 1, and again, so this will be something like minus 1 plus of mod b is less than equal to 6, or 1 plus mod b is less than equal to 6, or mod b is less than equal to 5. So if I put a is equal to minus 1, I am again redirected to this solution. Where mod b is less than equal to 5. Similarly, if I put a is equal to minus 2, I am redirected to this solution. Why? Because mod b will be less than equal to 4. If I put a is equal to minus 2 here, this will come out as 2, and 2 plus mod b is less than equal to 6, and mod b will be less than equal to 4. Just rub this part. So if A is equal to minus 2, again mod B will be less than equal to 4, and thus the solutions will be from minus 4 to plus 4, thus 9 solutions. Then similarly for A is equal to minus 3, A is equals to minus 3, mod B will be less than equal to 3. A is equal to minus 3, mod B less than equal to 3, and thus there are 7 solutions more. Now A is equal to minus 4, mod B less than equal to 2, and thus there are 5 more solutions. Then A is equal to minus 5, mod B less than equal to 1, and again minus 1, 0 and 1, 0 and 1, 3 more solutions. And again A is equal to minus 6, the only solution is mod B less than equal to 0, which is B is equal to 0. Thus if I consider a total number of solutions, total number of integer solutions will be what? Total number of integer solutions will be equal to, first we will have these 13 solutions when A is equal to 0. So 13 plus 11 into 2, 11 for A is equal to 1 and 11 for A is equal to minus 1. So this 11 will be counted twice for A is equal to 1 and A is equal to minus 1. So I'll write 13 plus 11 into 2 plus 9 will be counted twice as well. A is equal to 2 and A is equal to minus 2. So 9 into 2 plus 7 into 2. 13 plus 11 into 2 plus 9 into 2 plus 7 into 2 plus 5 into 2 plus 3 into 2. Again this I have to count twice. I have to count twice, and this one also I have to count twice because A is equal to 6 and A is equal to minus 6. So plus 1 into 2. This will come out as 13 plus 22 plus 18 plus 14 plus 10 plus 6 plus 2. Thus the total number of solutions will be 13 plus 22 35, 18 53 plus 14 67 plus 10 77 plus 6 83 and plus 2 85. So thus total number of solutions possible will be 85. So A comma B can have 85 possible values. Now if A comma B have 85 possible values, as I mentioned, since I have to just add 5 to values of A and B, thus the number of values which X and Y can take will be 85 only. Number of values that X and Y can take will be 85 only, and thus the number of pairs satisfying this inequality is 85. Now we have already discussed this set. This set has 3 questions, but all the 3 questions were scattered. So let's solve this one now. The following table shows the number of employees and their median age in 8 companies. There are 8 companies, their number of employees are given and their median age is given. Known that all employees are integers and age of every employee in A is strictly less than B. So A less than B, less than C, less than D, and up till less than S. So this is the pattern which is being followed for each company. In company F, the lowest possible sum of all ages. So we have to find out the lowest possible sum of all ages for company F. So let's write down what is company F. Company F has 29 employees and their median age is 54. Number of employees is 29. Number of employees is 29 and median age is 54. Number of employees is 29 and median age is 54. Now, let's see what happens. So there are 29 employees. So I'll just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So there are these 14 employees, 4, 7, 10, 12, 14. Yes, this 14 employees, and this is my 15th employee, which will be the median value. There are 29 employees, so the median value will be 29 plus 1 divided by 2, which is 15. So this will be a 15th one will be my median value, and then I have 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 and 29. So these are 14 more employees. So these are 14 employees, these are 14 employees, and this is the median value. Now median value is 54. So what I'll do, I'll just write 54. Also, it is given that the age of all the employees in company F should be more than the age of all the employees in company E. The company, so if company's E median age is 49, I can just say the minimum age for company F can be, minimum age for F can be 50 years. It cannot be less than 50. Minimum age for F can be 50 years because for E it is 49 and all the employees in company F should have are older than all the employees all the employees in company E. So assuming that all the employees in E have 49 years old, so the minimum value for F can be 50. It cannot be less than 50 because the condition will be violated, which is given here. So the minimum age, and why we are considering the minimum age, because it is asking for the lowest possible sum. So we have to consider the minimum age. So minimum age for F can be what? 50 years. Okay. So what we'll do, since we have to find out the lowest possible sum, what I'll do, the median value is 54. So what I'll do, before 54, I'll consider all the employees are the minimum age possible. That is, all these 14 employees have the minimum age possible. These 14 employees, that is, median value is 54. All the values before the median will be the can be the minimum possible. And what is the minimum possible age for f? The minimum possible age for f is 50. So what I'll do, I'll assume all this as 50. All these employees are 50 years old. All these employees are 50-year-old. Why? Because I have to find out the lowest possible sum. Now for this next 14 employees after the median value, this value can be anything. This can be 55, 56. It should be less than 59, because for G it is 59. So it should be less than 59. So it can be 55, 56, 57, and it can all be 59. It can all be 56. It can all be 57. Half of them can be 55. Half of them can be 56. Multiple possible ways, multiple possible values are there. But since I have to find out the lowest possible sum, so what will be the lowest possible? In order to find the lowest possible sum, what should be these values? These values should be 54. All of these values should be 54, because then only I'll get the minimum possible sum. Even one of them I am taking as 55, let's say the last one I am taking as 55, what will happen? I won't get the lowest possible sum, because it will be increased by 1. My lowest possible sum is possible only with this case, otherwise my sum will definitely increase. So the lowest possible sum is possible. Lowest possible sum is when all the 14 employees after the median age are same as the median age only. That is, all these employees, all these 14 employees have the same age as the median age. Thus the total sum can be, total sum of their ages can be what? First 14 employees, these are 14 employees, have 50 years, are 50-year-old, so 14 into 50, plus the next 15 employees, the median employee as well as the next 14. So 14 plus 1, 15, all of them are 54-year-old. So 15 into 54. 14 into 50 will be what? 700, and 15 into 54 will be 15 4 the 0, 6 carry, and 810. So this will be equal to 700 plus 810, and therefore the sum will be 1510, and therefore the sum of all possible ages of all the employees will be 1510. Lowest possible sum will be 1510 for company F. In a group of 150 students, 52 like tea, 48 like juice, and 62 like coffee. If each student in the group likes at least one among tea, juice, and coffee, then the maximum number of students that like more than one drink is. So I'll just draw the diagram. So let's say these are tea. So there are 52 people who like tea. There are 48 people who like juice, and there are 62 people who like coffee. Let's say the number of people who like, and all of them are liking at least one drink. At least one drink is the one which is they are liking. Now if I say how many of them like exactly one drink, exactly one drink is, let's say this value A. So this value plus this value is equal to A. The crosses represent the A value, that is exactly one drink. How many of them like exactly two drink? Let's say this value is B. So this value and this value will be B. So all of them represented by a plus will be B. And all of them who like exactly 3 drinks, it will be C. Let's say it is C. So this star value represents C. So exactly 3 drinks are C. So first of all, if I sum them up, A plus B plus C. So what I am doing is summing all these crosses, all these pluses, and all these stars. So A plus B plus C, this should be equal to the total number of students. This should be equal to total number of students, because the sum of this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this is equal to 150, because all of them are liking something. So A plus B plus C is 150. Now if I consider this T is equal to 52, juice is equal to 48, and coffee is equal to 62. What is happening here? If I consider this T is equal to 52, this cross is being counted once, this plus is being counted here already once, and this star is being also counted once. Now if I consider this juice is equal to 48, this plus is being counted for the second time. This is already counted for one time, this is counted for the second time, and this star is also counted for the second time, and this is also counted, this is counted for first time only, and this is also counted for first time. Now if I consider coffee is equal to 62, now what was happening? Basically this plus is being counted for the second time, this plus is being counted for the second time, and this star is being counted for the third time, and this cross is counted for the first time. So if you see, all these crosses, that is exactly one ring, is counted for once. All these pluses, which is exactly two rings, are counted twice, and all these stars are counted thrice. So I can say A, which is only once, which is on the cross ones, which is counted only once, and then these plus ones which are counted twice. So A plus 2B, and the stars which is counted thrice should be plus 3C should be equal to 52 plus 48 plus 62, because what we are doing ultimately, we are just summing them up. We are just counting them individually, and we are checking how many times each parameter is being counted. So crosses are being counted once, pluses are being counted twice, and stars are being counted thrice. So A plus 2B plus 3 should be equal to 52 plus 48 plus 62. This should be equal to 162. This is my equation 1. This is my equation 2. If I do 2 minus 1, I'll get B plus 2C should be equal to 12. I have to find out then the maximum number of students that like more than one ring. Maximum number of students that like more than one ring. So I have to find out the maximum value of B plus C. Maximum value of B plus C. This is I have to find out. Maximum value of B plus C needs to be found. So what I can write is B plus C is equal to 12. B plus C is equal to 12. Now I can write this as X. Let's say this is X is equal to B plus C. So X plus C is equal to 12. Now if I say X plus C is equal to 12, what is the maximum possible value X can take? What is the maximum possible value X can take, given that X and C, both of them are greater than or equal to 0? So the maximum possible value which X can take is 12, because then only C should be 0, because then only C will be 0. I cannot take C as minus 1 because it is the number of students, and number of students can never be a negative value. So C cannot be minus 1, and if I take C is equal to 1, what will happen? X will become 11. If I take C is equal to 1, X will become 11, and I have to find out the maximum value of B plus C, and thus I have to find out the maximum value of X, and maximum value of X is 12. Thus I can say the maximum value of B plus C will be 12 as well. Maximum value of B plus C will be 12 as well, and therefore the correct answer will be 12 for this question. The next question is saying the price of a chocolate is increased by X%. The price of a chocolate is increased by X% and then reduced by X%. The new price is 96.76% of the original price. Let's say the original price was P. Original price was P. It was first increased by X% and then reduced by X%. This was first increased by X% and then reduced by X%. And the new price, that is this price, is 96.76% of the original price. So this is 96.76% of P. So I can write this as P, it is increased by X% plus. So P 1 plus X by 100. It is first increased by X%. So P into 1 plus X by 100. And then it is decreased by X%. So P into 1 minus X by 100. This will be equal to 96.76 divided by 100 into P, because the new price is 96.76% of P. The new price is 96.76% of P. I'll remove this decimal and this will be 100 into 100. This P and P will get cancelled and this will become 1 minus 1 A plus B into A minus B is A square minus B square. So 1 minus X square divided by 10,000 is equal to 9676 divided by 10,000. Further solving, I'll take this to the left hand side and this to the right hand side. I'll get X square divided by 10,000 will be equal to 1 minus 9676 divided by 10,000. So this will be equal to 1 minus 9676 divided by 10,000. I'll further get X square by 10,000 equal to, solving this will give me 324 divided by 10,000. 10,000 and 10,000 will be cancelled and I can say X square is 324. Taking root both sides, I know 18 square is 324. Thus I can write X is equal to 18. X is equal to 18. We have to figure out the value of X. Then X is, so the value of X will be 18. And the next question is saying let f and g be two functions defined by fx is equal to x plus mod x ka whole amount. So fx is equal to mod of x plus mod x. And gx is equal to 1 by x. So gx is equal to 1 by x for x not equal to 0. If fa plus g of fa is equal to 13 by 6 for some real a, then the maximum possible value of f of ga can be. Okay. Now fa plus g of fa is equal to 13 by 6. So fa plus g of fa is equal to 13 by 6. What I'll do, I'll put this fa instead of x, I'll put as fa. So what I'll get, g of fa is equal to 1 upon f of a. So f of a plus g of fa will g of f of a will give me 1 upon f of a. This will be equal to 13 by 6. F of a plus 1 upon f of a is equal to 13 by 6. I'll assume f of a is equal to p. I'll assume f of a is equal to p. I'll get, if I simplify this one, this I'll get p plus 1 by p is equal to 13 by 6. P plus 1 by b is equal to 13 by 6, or I can further simplify it as p square plus 1 into 6 is equals to 13 into p. P square plus 1 into 6 is equal to 13 into p, or thus I can write 6p square minus 13p minus plus 6 is equal to 0. I can further simplify this as 6p square minus 9p minus 4p plus 6 is equal to 0. I am just factorizing it. I'll thus get 3p 2p minus 3, 3p minus 2, 3p minus 2 into 2p minus 3 is equal to 0. Thus the possible values of p can be what? P can be either 2 by 3 or p can be either 3 by 2. Thus I can say the possible values for f of a can be either 2 by 3 or f of a can be either 3 by 2. Now let's check for f of a. It is given that f of x is equals to x plus mod of x ka whole mod. X plus mod x ka whole mod. If I take, so a will be what? F of a will be what? F of a will be a plus mod of a ka whole mod. Now if I say a is greater than or equal to 0, what will happen? This will come out as positive. This will come out as a only. A plus mod a will come out as a only because a is greater than or equal to 0. So this will be a plus a, which equals to mod of 2a, and since a is positive, it will come out as 2a only. Now what if a is less than 0? If a is less than 0, what will happen? This will be mod of a plus mod a will be equal to minus a. If a is less than 0, mod of a will be equal to minus a, so thus a plus minus a will be, a minus a will be 0 and mod of 0 is 0 only. So first of all, f of a will be possible, that if this is 2a, it is possible only for the positive values of a. For negative values of a, it is always 0. So if I am getting f of a as some value which is 2 by 3 or 3 by 2, this means that a should be greater than 0. A should be greater than or equal to 0, because if it is less than 0, it is always 0. If it is less than 0, f of a is always 0. Thus I can say f of a is what? F of a is 2a. F of a is equal to 2a. So thus I can say 2a can be either 2 by 3 or 2a can be either 3 by 2. 2a can be either 2 by 3 or 2a can be 3 by 2. So this simplifying, I can get either a is equal to 1 by 3. I'll get a is equal to 1 by 3 or a is equal to 3 by 4. So these are the possible values of a. A can be 1 by 3 or 3 by 4. So I'll just write here, I'll just rub this part. A can be equal to 1 by 3 or a can be equal to 3 by 4. I have to find out the value of f of g of a. I have to find out the value of f of g of a, and thus there are two possible values for f of g of a. If a is equal to 1 by 3 or a is equal to 3 by 4. Now f of g of a, if I can just write here, f of g of a will be, first of all, what will be g of a? G of a will be 1 upon a. So this will be equal to f upon 1 upon a. So thus f of g of a will be f of 1 upon 3, which is equal to f of 3, and f of 3 will be 3 plus mod of 3, which is equal to 6. 3 plus mod of 3, which is equal to 6. Similarly, f of g of a can be written as f of 1 upon a, because g of a will be what? G of a will be 1 upon a. So if I substitute the value of g of a here, so f of g of a can be written as f upon 1 upon a. So this can be written as f upon 1 upon 3 by 4. F upon 1 upon 3 by 4. F upon 1 upon a. A can be 3 by 4. So f of 1 upon 3 by 4, which is f of 4 by 3, which is equal to 4 by 3 plus mod of 4 by 3 ka whole mod. This will be equal to 8 by 6. This will be equal to 8 by 3. This will be equal to 8 by 3. Now what is the maximum possible value? Maximum possible value is 6 is as it is, and 8 by 3 is 2.67. maximum possible value is 6. Maximum possible value is 6 and therefore f of GA can be 6. F of GA will be 6. The maximum possible value of f of GA will be 6. The next question is saying the terms of a geometric progression are real and positive. The terms of a geometric progression are real and positive. If the pth term of the progression is q, that is a of p is equal to q, or I can say if my first term is a, and ratio is r, common ratio is r, I can say ar to the power p minus 1, ar to the power p minus 1 is q, and the qth term is p, so a of q is p, or I can write a of r to the power q minus 1 is equal to p. Then the logarithm of the first term is, so log of a will be what? I have to find out the log of a. So this is my first equation, this is my second equation. If I divide 1 by 2, if I divide this equation and 1 by equation 2, I'll be left with r of p minus 1 divided by r of q minus 1 is equal to q by p. Or I can further write this as r of p minus q is equal to q upon p. Now if I take log for both sides, what will happen? This power will come out. Since in log the powers come out, so this will be equal to p minus q times log r. P minus q times log r is equal to log of q by p. Log of q by p. I can further write this as log of r is equal to 1 upon p minus q, and log of q by p I can write as log of q minus log of p. Log of q minus log of p, or I can further write this as log of r. I can take this to the power. What I'll do, I won't change this, let it be this only, log q by p, log q by p, log q upon p, and this 1 upon p minus q I'll take it to power. So log of r will become what? Log of q upon p to the whole power 1 upon p minus q. Log of r will be equal to log of q upon p to the whole power 1 upon p minus q. I can just remove the r and I can say r will be equal to, log can be removed, and r will be equal to q upon p to the power 1 upon p minus q. So this is the value of r. So I've got r value as q upon p to the power 1 upon p minus q. I'll put the value of r over here. So I have first of all a r to the power p minus 1 is equal to q. Now if I put the value of r, or let me take, since I have to find out the value of log of a, so I'll just substitute, I'll take the log here only. I can write log of a plus p minus 1, I'll take log both sides, so log of a plus p minus 1 into log of r will be equal to log of q. Thus I can write log of a will be equal to log of a plus p minus 1. I'll substitute the value of r now, r with this value. I'll substitute the value of r over there. So p minus 1 into log of q upon p to the whole power 1 upon p minus q is equal to log of q. You can further write this as log of a plus this 1 upon q minus 1 will come outside, the powers will come out. So this will be log of a plus p minus 1 upon p minus q. So this 1 upon p minus q comes out as well. So p minus 1 upon p minus q into log of q upon p. This will equal to log of q. If we solve this equation, what I'll do, I'll just now rub certain part. I'll just rub this part and I'll solve here. So my value of log of a plus p minus 1 upon p minus q is equal to log of p, log of q. So what I'll do, I'll take this to the right hand side. So this will be log of a is equal to log of q minus p minus 1 upon p minus q into log of q. P minus 1 into p minus q into log of q, because I am writing this as now log of q minus log of p. Log of q minus log of p. So p minus 1 upon p minus q into log of q minus p minus 1 upon p minus q into log of p. If I further simplify this, this will come out as log of a is equal to log of q 1 minus p minus 1 upon p minus q into log of q minus plus p minus 1 upon p minus q, because this minus and this minus will multiply as plus, so p minus 1 upon p minus q into log of p. This will be further simplified as log of A. If I solve this one, this will come out as 1 P minus Q minus P plus 1. So this will come out as 1 minus Q upon P minus Q log of Q. 1 minus Q plus upon P minus Q into log of Q plus P minus 1 upon P minus Q into log of P. So log of A will be this value. 1 minus Q log of Q, 1 minus Q upon P minus Q log of Q plus P minus 1 upon P minus Q log of P. So this is my final log A value, and this log A value is in option C. 1 minus Q, sorry, this option is my option B. This option is not option C. I'll just rub this part. This is not option C. This is my option B, which is 1 minus Q log Q plus P minus 1. So plus P minus 1 can be written as minus of 1 minus P. P minus 1 can be written as minus of 1 minus P. P minus 1 can be written as minus of 1 minus P. So this minus of 1 minus P is P minus 1 only. So 1 minus Q plus, sorry, minus 1 of 1 minus P divided by P minus Q. P minus Q can be taken as LCM. So 1 minus Q log Q minus 1 minus P log P divided by P minus Q, and thus option B will be the correct answer. If you simplify this one, sorry, if you simplify the option B, it will come out the same as this answer, which I have taken as log A. So simplifying option B will give me this value of log A, and therefore option B will be the correct answer. The next question is saying if the shortest distance of a given point to a given circle is 4 cm and the longest distance is 9 cm, then the radius of the circle is. So now for this question there are two possible cases. So I'll draw out two possible cases. Case 1 is when the point is outside the circle. Let's say this is the circle. Let's say this is our point P. Now if I say this is my center, then this is my smallest distance. PA is my smallest distance, which is equal to 4 cm. The shortest distance of a given point to a given circle is 4 cm. So PA is 4 cm. If I say this is B and this is center of circle, so I can write PB, which is the largest distance, longest distance, which is equal to 9 cm. So PB is equal to 9 cm. Now this is also my radius of the circle, and this is the distance. I'll assume that PO is equal to D centimeter, which means this distance is equal to D centimeter. Now PA is 4. What is PA? PA is equal to PO minus AO. PO, which is D, minus AO, which is R. So D minus R is PA, and in this it is given that D minus R is 4. That implies D minus R is equal to 4. PA is equal to 4 cm. So D minus R is 4. Now PB is equal to PO plus BO. What is PO? PO is D. And what is BO? BO is R. So D plus R. So I can write D plus R, and PB is given as 9 cm. So D plus R is equal to 9. Now if we add these two equations 1 and 2, I'll get 2D is equal to 13, or D is equal to 6.5 cm. And if I put the value of D over here, I'll get radius is equal to 2.5 cm. Now this is my first possible radius, which is 2.5 cm. Now there can be another case when the point P is lying inside the circle. So if say this is my circle and this is the center O, if point P is here, if this is the center and point P is here, now the minimum distance will be what? Let's say if I say this is A and this is B and this is point P, so this will be the PA will be the minimum distance, which is equal to 4 cm, and PB is the maximum distance. Distance of point from the circumference of the circle. So PB is the maximum distance. This distance is maximum. So PB is equal to 9 cm. So maximum distance. Again, I'll say this is R, and I'll say this is D. That is the center. That is the distance between the point and the center of the circle is D. Now, if it is given that PO is equal to, again we have assumed that it is D centimeter. Now, what is PA this time? PA is again OA minus OP. OA minus OP or OA minus PO. What is OA? OA is equal to R, which is the radius of the circle, and what is OP? OP is equal to D. This is D. OA is equal to R and OP is equal to D. So I can write R minus D is equal to 4. Then we have PB. So PB is equal to what? PO plus OB. PO plus OB. PO plus OB. What is PO? PO is D, and what is OB? OB is R. So I can write R plus D, and it is given that PB is equal to 9 centimeter, so R plus D is 9 centimeter. If I again sum up this equation, 3 plus 4, this will be R minus D plus R plus D. This is 2R is equal to 13 centimeter, or I can say R is equal to 6.5 centimeter. Thus, from case 2, I can say if the point is lying inside the circle, the radius of the circle will be 6.5 centimeter, and if the point is lying outside the circle, the radius of the circle will be 2.5 centimeter. Thus, there are two possible values of radius, which is 2.5 centimeter and 6.5 centimeter, and therefore option D, either 2.5 centimeter or 6.5 centimeter is the correct answer. If mod x plus 1 plus y plus 2 ka whole square is equal to 0 and ax minus 3ay is equal to 1, what is the value of a? We have to find out the value of a. So I have mod x plus 1 plus y plus 2 ka whole square is equal to 0. Mod x plus 1 plus y plus 2 ka whole square is equal to 0. Now this is always greater than or equal to 0, and this is also always greater than or equal to 0. Square of any number is always greater than or equal to 0, and any number inside mod is always greater than or equal to 0. I am saying that the summation of two numbers which are always greater than or equal to 0 is 0. Now this is only possible when mod x plus 1 is equal to 0 and y plus 2 ka whole square is also equal to 0. Then only the summation of these two quantities will be equal to 0, because otherwise the summation will always be a positive value. The summation will always be a positive value, it can never be 0. So x plus 1 equal to 0, it is only possible when x is equal to minus 1. Only at x is equal to minus 1, x mod of x plus 1 will be equal to 0. And when is y plus 2 ka whole square is equal to 0? When y is equal to minus 2. Only at y is equal to minus 2, the square of y plus 2 will be 0, because if we put y is equal to minus 2 plus 2 is 0, and 0 ka square is 0. And we are given one more information, which is ax minus 3ay is equal to 1. So we are given one more information, which is ax minus 3ay is equal to 1. We know the value of x and y. So just we will put a into minus 1 minus 3 into what is y? Y is minus 2 is equal to 1. A into minus 1 is minus a, and minus 3a into minus 2 is 6a. So minus a plus 6a is equal to 1, or I can say 5a is equal to 1, or I can say a is equal to 1 by 5. A is equal to 1 by 5, and therefore option A, which is 1 by 5, is the correct answer. The next question is saying the number of real solutions of the equation x square minus 10 of mod x minus 56 is equal to 0 is. We have to find out the number of real solutions for this equation. So instead of x square, I can write x square as mod x ka whole square also, because x will be what? X will be either plus x or it will be minus x. Mod x will be either plus x or minus x. The square of both these numbers is always x square. The square of both these numbers is always x square. So I can write x square is equal to mod of x ka whole square. So this equation will become mod of x ka whole square minus 10 times mod x minus 56 is equal to 0. I'll assume mod x equal to y. Let mod x equal to y. So what it will become? It will become y square minus 10y minus 56 is equal to 0. If I factorize this, it can be written as y square minus 14y plus 4y minus 56 is equal to 0. Or this can be further factorized into y minus 14 into y plus 4 is equal to 0. Thus, there are two possible values of y. Y can be either 14 or y can be equal to minus 4. Either y can be minus 4 or y can be 14. Now, what was our initial assumption? Our initial assumption was y is equal to mod x. So, either mod x can be equal to 14 or mod x can be equal to minus 4. But we know that mod x is always greater than or equal to 0. Mod x is always greater than or equal to 0. It is never possible that the mod of any number is a negative value. So, this case will be eliminated, because mod x is equal to 4 is never possible. Mod x is always greater than or equal to 0. So, the only case possible is mod x equal to 14. Thus, if you open up this mod x can be either plus x or minus x. So, either plus x is equal to 14, or second case can be either minus x is equal to 14. Mod x can be broken into two parts, it is plus x and minus x. Now, if plus x is equal to 14, one of the solution will be x is equal to 14, and if minus x is equal to 14, then other solution will be x is equal to minus 14. Thus, we can say the two solutions for this equation will be x is equal to 14 and x is equal to minus 14. In the question it is asking for the number of real solutions for this equation. Now we are not getting any real solution for this from this part of the equation, which is y is equal to minus 4, but we are getting two solutions from y is equal to 14 or mod x is equal to 14. Thus I can say the two real solutions are option D, which is 2. The greatest number among 2 to the power 300, 3 to the power 200, 4 to the power 100 and 2 to the power 100 plus 3 to the power 100 is. So let's break all of them. 2 to the power 300 can be written as 2 to the power 3 the whole power 100, which is equal to 8 to the power 100. Now 3 to the power 200 can be written as 3 to the power 3 square to the power 100. 3 square to the power 100, which can be further written as 9 to the power 100. 200 can be written as 2 into 100, so 3 square to the whole power 100. So 3 square is 9, 9 to the power 100. Now we have 4 to the power 100, let it be 4 to the power 100 only, because now we are comparing the parts of 100. We are comparing the parts of 100. Next is 2 to the power 100 plus 3 to the power 100. Now for this one, we know that 2 to the power 100 will be definitely less than 3 to the power 100. 2 to the power 100 will definitely be less than 3 to the power 100. If I just add 3 to the power 100 on both sides, it will become 2 to the power 100 plus 3 to the power 100 is less than 3 to the power 100 plus 3 to the power 100. So I can write it as 2 to the power 100 plus 3 to the power 100 is less than 2 into 3 to the power 100. Is less than 2 into 3 to the power 100. Now, up till these three options, what is our maximum value? Our maximum value is 9 to the power 100. This is our maximum value. Our second highest, this is our first highest value, this is second highest, and this is third highest. Our highest value is 9 to the power 100. Now I have to check whether this 2 to the power 300 is less than 9 to the power 100 or not. Now what was 9 to the power 100? 9 to the power 100 was 3 to the power 200. So if I just say this 2 into 3 to the power 100, this will definitely be less than 3 to the power 200. This will definitely be less than 3 to the power 100, because 2 into 3 to the power 100 will definitely less than 3 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 100. So 2 into 3 to the power 100 is less than 3 to the power 101, is less than 3 to the power 101, and this 3 to the power 101 is less than 3 to the power 200. This 3 to the power 101 will be less than 3 to the power 100, because the power is more in 3 to the power 200 as compared to 3 to the power 101. So from this I can relate these two, and I can say 2 to the power 300 will definitely be less than 3 to the power 200. Now I can relate these two. And I can say 2 to the power 100 plus 3 to the power 100 will definitely be less than 3 to the power 200, which is up till now our maximum value. So this value is also less than the highest value. This value, the option D, is also less than the highest value. So therefore I can say the maximum value is 9 to the power 100 or 3 to the power 200, and therefore option B, which is 3 to the power 200, will be the correct answer. The next question is saying the sum of a given infinite geometric progression is 80. So if I say first term is R, first term is A, and ratio is R, I can say the infinite GP sum is 80. So A upon 1 minus R is equal to 80. And it is further given that the sum of its first two terms is 35. So A plus AR is equal to 35. First term is A and second term is AR. So A plus AR is equal to 35, or I can write A into 1 plus R. This should be equal to 35. Now this is our first equation, this is our second equation. Then the value of n for which the sum of its first n terms is closest to 100. So sum of its first n term is closest to 100, we have to find out the value of n. So what I'll do 1 divided by 2. If I do 1 divided by 2, what will happen? A upon 1 minus R divided by A into 1 plus R. This is equal to 80 divided by 35. 80 divided by 35. This A and A get cancelled, and I can write 1 upon 1 minus R ka whole square, because 1 minus R into 1 plus R is 1 minus R square. This will be equal to 80 divided by 35 is what? It is 16 by 7. It is 16 by 7. So I can write 1 minus R square will be 7 by 16, or I can further write R square will be 9 by 16, and thus there are two possible values of R. R is equal to 3 by 4 or R is equal to minus 3 by 4. There are two possible values of R. R is 3 by 4 or R is minus 3 by 4. Now, if R is 3 by 4, and if I put the value of R is equal to 3 by 4 in this, I'll get A is equal to 20. You can put the value of R is equal to 3 by 4, you'll get A is equal to 20, or even you can put it in this value as well. You'll get A is equal to 20. Now this is our first case. Similarly, if you put r is equal to minus 3 by 4 in any of the two equations, let's say in this equation if I put r is equal to minus 3 by 4, my a value will come out as plus 7 by 4, which is 140. So if r is equal to minus 3 by 4, even you can put in this part as well. If you put r is equal to minus 3 by 4, a is coming out as 140. Now what will be the sum of first n terms? The sum of first n terms is given by the formula a into, since r is less than 1, a into 1 minus r to the power n upon 1 minus r. Now it is saying that it should be less than 100. So I can write 20 into 1 minus 3 by 4 ka whole n divided by 1 minus 3 by 4. This should be less than or equal to 100. Closest to 100, let's say this is equal to 100 only. So I can write, if I solve, this is 1 by 4 and 20, and this goes 5 times. So this 1 minus 3 by 4 to the whole power n is equal to 5 by 4. Now is this possible? This number, the left hand side is less than 1. The left hand side is less than 1. Why? Because some power number is being subtracted from 1, and this right hand side is greater than 1. Left hand side is less than 1 and right hand side is greater than 1. So this can never be possible. This can never be possible. So this part can be ignored. R is equal to 3 by 4 and a is equal to 20 can be ignored, because left hand side is saying something is subtracted from 1, and right hand side is saying the number, right hand side number is greater than 1. So it can never be possible that left hand side is less than 1 and right hand side is greater than 1. So we can ignore this case. Now let's take the second case. Again, r is equal to minus 3 by 4 and a is equal to 140. So I can write 140 is equal 140 into 1 minus 3 by 4 to the whole power n upon 1 minus 3 by 4. This comes out as 100. So I can write this will be equal to 1 minus 3 by 4 is 7 by 4. So I can write 140 into 1 minus 1 to the whole power n, 3 by 4 to the whole power n is equal to 100 into 7 by 4. 100 into 7 by 4. Now this goes 20 times and this goes 25 times, and this is 5 by 4. So this will be equal to 5 by 4. So 1 minus, or I can bring this 5 by 4 to the left hand side. So I can write, if I bring this, now this is the only term left. If I bring 5 by 4 to the left hand side, it will become minus 1 by 4 is equal to minus 1 to the power n, 3 by 4 to the power n. Now first of all, this is clear that the left hand side is a negative value. Now if I want the right hand side to be the negative value, n should be odd. Because if n is even, what will happen? Minus 1 to the power even will become plus 1. Minus 1 to the power even will become plus 1, and 3 by 4 to the power n will always be an even number. Sorry, it will always be greater than 0, and minus 1 to the power n will become plus 1, which is a positive number, and the left hand side is negative number. So for sure I can say n should be equal to odd. So I can remove option A and option D, because n can be either 5 or n can be either 7. Now you can use the calculator. If you put n is equal to 5, what will happen? This will be a negative number, and 3 by 4 to the whole power 5 will be bought. This will be equal to, if I say 3 by 4 to the whole power 5, let's write this above. If I say 3 by 4 to the whole power 5, what is this? This is equal to 243 divided by 4 into 256. 243 divided by 4 into 256, and it was minus 1 to the power 5. So this value will be minus 1. So I can write this is minus 1 by 4 into 243 divided by 256, because 4 to the power 4 is 256 and 4 into 256 will be 4 to the power 5, and 3 to the power 5 is 243. Now minus 1 by 4 into 243 by 256. Now this value is nearly close to 1. This value is nearly close to 1. 243 divided by 256 will be something 0.9 something, and our left hand side is what? If I see our left hand side is minus 1 by 4 only. And what is our right hand side become? Right hand side, if I put the value of n is equal to 5, my right hand side is minus 1 by 4 into a number which is very close to 1. So this will be nearly equal to minus 1 by 4 only. This will be nearly equal to minus 1 by 4 only, and therefore I can say my option B, which is 5, will be my correct answer or the correct value of n. Before moving to the next question, I would just like you to update you again about the IPMAT free mock test which are provided by Kraku. Just Google search IPMAT free mock test. and you will be redirected to the website. We are providing free mock tests for 10 plus free mock tests for IPMAT as well as for IPMAT Rohtak, IPMAT and all the other undergraduate level examinations. So do give these mocks, check your standing, where do you stand with your preparation, and these are made as per the last 5 years IPMAT paper. So do give these mocks, they will be very helpful for you. The next question is saying, let n be the number of ways in which 20 identical balls can be distributed among 5 girls and 3 boys such that everyone gets at least one balloon. So everyone is getting one balloon and no girl gets fewer balloons than a boy. So every girl is getting more number of balloons than a boy. Then I have to figure out what can be the value of n, or what can be the range of values of n. So there are 5 girls, so G1, G2, G3, G4 and G5, and there are 3 boys, B1, B2 and B3. Now everyone has at least one ball. So it is one ball. Let's assume the case that B1 has one balloon, B2 has one balloon and B3 has one balloon. So I'll assume first case one is B1 has one, B2 has one and B3 has one. Now all G1, G2, G3, G4 and G5 should have one balloons. So G1, G2, G3, because each girl is having more number of balloons than boys. So G1 plus G2 plus G3 plus G4 plus G5. First of all, this is 3. So G1 plus G2 plus G3 plus G4 plus G5 will be equal to 17. And each of these should be greater than or equal to 1. Each of these should be greater than or equal to 1. So I can write, if I assume G1 is equal to A plus 1, G1 is equal to A plus 1 and G2 is equal to B plus 1, G3 is equal to C plus 1, G4 is equal to D plus 1 and G5 is equal to E plus 1. So now I can say A, B, C, D, E will be greater than or equal to 0, or I can write A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus 5 will be equal to 17, or I can write A plus B plus C plus D plus E will be equal to 12, where A, B, C, D, E are greater than or equal to 0. Thus the possible solutions are 12 plus 5 minus 1, C 5 minus 1. This is the number of solutions for this kind of equations, A plus B plus C plus D plus E equal to n. Then the number of solutions are n plus R minus 1, C R minus 1. So this will be equal to 12 plus 5 is 17, 17 minus 1 is 16. So this is 16 C4 and this value will be equal to 1820. So there are 1820 ways when there is one balloon given to each boy. Now let's say case 2, where 2 balloon is given to one boy and the other 2 boys are given only one balloon. So first of all, we have to choose out of those 3 boys one boy who will get 2 balloons. One boy who will get 2 balloons. So 3C1. Now again this G1, G2, G3, G4, G5 will be G1, G2, G3, G4 and G5 will be equal to 16. Now each girl should have greater than or equal to 2 balloons, because one of the boy has 2 balloons. So each of the other girls should have at least 2 balloons. So I can write, again using the same logic, instead of A plus 1, this time I'll write B plus A plus 2. For G1 it is A plus 2, because then only A greater than or equal to 0 and all the values will be greater than or equal to 2 for all the girls. So I can write A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus 10 is equal to 16 now, because 4 is already given. So this is 16 left. So A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus 10 is equal to 16, or I can write A plus B plus C plus D plus E is equal to 6. Thus the number of solutions will be 6 plus 5 minus 1, C5 minus 1, or 10 C4, or which is equal to 10 into 9 into 8 into 7, which is 3 into 7, 21, 210. So this value will be 210. Now let's move to case 3, which is 2, 2, 1. 2 boys are getting 2 balloons and one of the boys is getting only 1 balloon. So out of this 3, we have to first choose 2 boys who are getting 2 balloons. Now again G1 plus G2 plus G3 plus G4 plus G5 will be equal to 15 now, and each of them should get at least 2 balloons. So it will be A plus 2, B plus 2, C plus 2, D plus 2, E plus 2, or I can write A plus B plus C plus D plus E should be equal to 5, or this number of solutions will be what? 5 plus 5 minus 1, C5 minus 1. So 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 minus 1 is 9, so 9C4 is equal to 9 into 8 into 7 into 6. So 7 6 are 42, into 3 is 126. Also we have to multiply by 3C1 and 3C2 as well. So now this 210, if I multiply by 3, because this is also the number of boys, the number of ways of selecting boys we have to consider as well. So this 210 I have to multiply by 3C1. So this value will become, also this value will change, this value will become 630 and this value will become 378. This was 126 and 126 into 3C2, this will be 378. Now case 4 will be 2, 2, 2, that is each boy is getting 2 balloons. Now this is only one case possible when all the boys are getting 2 balloons, and G1 plus G2 plus G3 plus G4 plus G5 will be equal to what? This time it will be equal to 40. Again it should be greater than equal to 2, or so I can write A plus B plus C plus D plus E should be equal to 4, or I can write 4 plus 5 minus 1 C 5 minus 1 is equal to 8C4, or I can write 8C4 is equal to 70. So 8C4 is equal to 70. Now case 5, which will be the last case, which is 3, 1, 1. Now what will happen if I give 3, 2, 1? Why there is no other cases possible? Because if I give 3, 2, 1, what will happen? Now boys will have 6 balloons. Now number of balloons left for girls will be 40. But it is clearly given in the question that each girl should have more number of balloons than any of the boys. So each girl, if I consider the case as 3, 2, 1, what will happen? Each girl should have at least 3 balloons, and now there are 5 balloons. So each girl should have 3 balloons, and now there are 5 girls. So the total number of balloons required by girls will be what? 15. But if I take the case as 3, 2, 1, I am only left with 14 balloons for girls, which is never possible. So that's why 3, 2, 1 will never be possible. Now 3, 1, there is, out of these 3 boys, I have to choose one boy to whom I will give 3 balloons. So 3C1 into, now I am left with only how many? 15 balloons. 5 are already taken by boys, so I am left with 15. So G1 plus G2 plus G3 plus G4 plus G5 is equal to 15, and all of these should get greater than or equal to 3 balloons. All of these should get greater than or equal to 3 balloons, which means now each of them will get only 3 balloons, then only the sum can be equal to 15. No one can get more than 3 balloons. Therefore I can say there is only one case possible for girls, which is 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3C1 for boys. So the total number of cases what? 3. Now these are the all possible 5 cases. Now if I sum them up, 3 plus 70 is 73, 73 plus 378 is 451, 451 plus 630 is 1081, and 1081 plus 1820 is basically 2901. 2901, and this value, this is our n, because it is asking for the n be the number of ways in which 20 identical balloons can be distributed. So this is our value of n. N is equal to 2901 and n is less than 7000. So therefore I can say option D will be my correct answer. The next question is saying, let A is equal to log 4 to the base 7, log 5 to the base 7 minus log 2 to the base 7 divided by log 25 to the base 7 into log 8 to the base 7 minus log 4 to the base 7. We have to find out the value of 5A. Okay, so if I just simplify this can be written as 2 log 4 can be written as 2 square. So this will come out as log 2 log 2 base 7. This one I can write as log base 7 5 by 2. Log base 7 5 by 2. Now log 25 to the base 7, 25 can be written as 5 square. So this will come out as 2 will come out, and thus it will become 2 log 5 to the base 7. 2 log 5 to the base 7. And this is log 8 to the base 7 minus log 4 to the base 7. So log base 7, this I can write as 8 divided by 4. Since the bases are same, so I can put them as a division value. So 8 divided by 4. Thus this will be, this 2 and 2 will be cancelled, and this I am left with log 2 to the base 7 into log 5 by 2 to the base 7 divided by log 5 to the base 7 into this will be log 2 to the base 7. 8 by 4 will be 2, so log 2 to the base 7. So this and this get cancelled. Now we know one more thing. If we have log b to the base a divided by log c to the base a, that is bases are same, so I can write this as log b to the base c. The denominator one will become the new base. So this log 5 by 2 to the base 7 divided by log 5 to the base 7, I can write this as log base 5 5 by 2. Log base 5 5 by 2. So this is my a value. I have to find out the value of 5a. So 5 to the power a will be what? 5 to the power log 5 by 2 to the base 5. Now I'll interchange these position, which is one of the logarithmic properties. We can interchange the exponent and the powers. So this will be equal to 5 by 2 to the whole power log 5 to the base 5, and this is equal to 1. Log 5 to the base 5 is equal to 1. So this is equal to 5 by 2, and therefore our correct answer will be 5 to the power a will be equal to 5 by 2, or option B is the correct answer. The next question is saying the smallest possible number of students in a class if the girls in the class are less than 50% but more than 48%. Let's say if my total strength is x, number of girls, let's say if it is G, it is less than it is more than 48%, so it is greater than, this is greater than 48% and less than 50%. So it is greater than 0.48x and less than 0.5x, and I have to find out the smallest possible number of students. I have to find out the smallest possible value of x, smallest value of x. Now I'll go by hit and trial method for this question. I'll first check whether 27 is possible or not. So if I put the value of 27, number of girls will be what? 0.48 into 27 to 0.5 into 27. Now 0.48 into 27 is 12.96, less than G, less than 0.5 into 27 is 13.5. So there should be an integer value of G between 12.96 and 13.5. Is there any integer value of G possible? Yes, G is equal to 13 is possible. Thus I can say if the total number of students x is equal to 27, we can have 13 students, which is more than 48% but less than 15%, less than 50%. So G is equal to 13 is possible. Now if A is equal to 27 is possible, I can directly reject B and C. Why? Because B and C value 100 and 200 are greater than 27, and I have to find out the smallest possible number. So if I have already got 27 as my possible smallest number, I don't have to worry about 100 and 200. Now I have to just check whether 25 is possible or not. So let's say if x is equal to 25. If x is equal to 25, G will be what? More than 0.48 into 25 but less than 0.5 into 25. Now 0.48 into 25 is what? 0.48 into 25 is 12. 12 less than G, and 0.5 into 25 is 12.5. Now in this case, between 12 and 12.5, is there any integer value of G possible? Between 12 and 12.5, there are no integer values of G. No integer values of G. Between 12 and 12.5, there are no integer values of G. Thus I can say x is equal to 25 is never possible, because I am not getting any integer values of G, and the number of girls, the number can only be an integer value. So x is equal to 25 is not possible, and only x is equal to 27 is possible, and therefore I can say option A, 27 will be the correct answer. The next question is saying the side of a triangle AB of a triangle ABC is C. So if I just draw the side, also I'll just write the median BD is of length K. So let me just draw the triangle. This is ABC. So what I'll do, I'll assume this as B, this as A, and this as C, and I'll take this as the median. So ABC is triangle, BD is the median of length K. So this is K and this is length AB is C. It is also given that BDA is equal to theta. So this angle is theta. I'll draw a perpendicular now. So this is 90. I'll assume this angle is alpha. Theta is less than 90. So okay, this is satisfied. Then the area of that triangle ABC is. I have to find out the area of triangle ABC. What will be the area of triangle ABC? First of all, BD is median. So I can say AD will be equal to DC. AD is equal to DC. So I can say BC will be equal to 2 times AD. AC is equal to, this is AC. AC is equal to 2 times AD, because AC is AD plus DC, and AD and DC are equal. So AC is equal to 2 times AD. And what will be the area of triangle? Area of triangle will be, if I say this is my perpendicular, which is B, area of triangle will be half into base. Base is what? Base is AC, which is equal to 2AD. So half into 2AD into what is height? Height is B. So half into AD, half into 2AD into BE. So this will be equal to, this 2 and 2 get cancelled, and area of triangle will be AD into BE. Area of triangle will be AD into BE. Let's try to find out AD and BE. First of all, if I take the cos component of C, AB on this, so I can write AE will be equal to C cos alpha, and DE is equal to K cos theta. I am just taking the cos component. C cos alpha and K cos theta. AE will be C cos alpha and DE will be K cos theta. Now what is BE? BE, for BE I have to take the sine component. So for BE, I'll take the sine component of both. So I can write BE can be either C sine alpha, or I can write K sine theta. Thus, since alpha is the assumed value, I have to reject alpha. I have to remove alpha. So I can write sine alpha can be equal to K sine theta divided by C. Sine alpha can be equal to K sine theta divided by C. Now what is our AD? AD is AE plus DE. AD is AE plus DE. Sine alpha is K sine theta by K sine theta by C. AD is AE plus DE. So what is AE? AE is C cos alpha. So C into cos alpha can be written as under root 1 minus sine square alpha. Under root 1 minus sine square alpha, and sine square alpha is K sine theta by C. So 1 minus sine square alpha. Okay, I'll write this again. C cos alpha plus K cos theta. This can be written as C into under root 1 minus sine square alpha will be 1 minus K square sine square theta divided by C square. C into under root 1 minus K square sine square theta plus C square plus K cos theta. Or thus I can say AD will be equal to what? AD will be equal to this C square. If I take the LCM, this will become C square minus K square sine square theta divided by C square. This C square can come out and this C will be cancelled. This C will be cancelled. So I can write under root C square minus K square sine square theta plus K cos theta will be my value of AD. Now AD is this and BE is what? BE is K sine theta. BE is K sine theta and AD is this. Thus area of triangle will be what? Area of triangle will be AD into BE. AD into BE. Now what is AD? AD is this one, which is C square under root, or I will write this as AD is equal to what? K cos theta plus under root C square minus K square sine square theta. And what is BE? BE is K sine theta. If I multiply this, this will become K square cos theta sine theta plus K sine theta into under root C square minus K square sine square theta. Now K square cos theta sine theta can be written as sine 2 theta by 2. Sine 2 theta by 2 is equal to cos theta sine theta. This is the property of sine 2 theta, which is sine 2 theta by 2, because sine 2 theta is 2 cos theta sine theta. Sine 2 theta by 2 will be cos theta sine theta. So I can write K square sine 2 theta by 2 plus K sine theta under root C square minus K square sine square theta will be my area of triangle. This will be my area of triangle, and thus option B, which is K square sine 2 theta by 2 plus K sine theta under root C square minus K square sine square theta will be my correct answer. In this question it is given, let triangle ABC be a triangle with AB is equal to AC, D be a point on BC such that angle BAD is equal to 30 degrees. If E is a point on AC such that AD is equal to AE, then angle CDE equals. So we have a triangle which is A, B and C, A, B, C, such that AB is equal to AC. Now this angle, let's say this is theta, and this angle will be theta as well. D be a point on BC such that angle BAD is equal to 30 degrees. So D be a point on DC, let's say this is the point D. If I join this now, D be a point on BD such that angle BAD is equal to 30 degrees. So this is 30 degrees. If E is a point on AC such that AD is equal to AE, so let's say E is this point, AD is equal to AE. So if I say this is alpha, this is alpha as well, then angle CDE equals. So we have to find out this angle. This is the angle which we need to find out. Now 30 degrees theta. First let's find out this angle. Let's say this is alpha. So I can write in triangle ABC, applying the angle sum property of the triangle. So alpha plus 30 degrees plus theta, this is equal to 180 degrees. Thus I can write alpha is equal to 150 degrees minus 2 theta. Alpha is equal to 150 minus 2 theta. So this angle, okay, I'll just won't write this as alpha. I'll use this as beta now, because I've already used this. So this is 150 minus 2 theta. Now in triangle, this is ABC. Now what I'll do, I'll apply it in triangle ADE. In triangle ADE, so what I can write, beta plus alpha should be 180 degrees. So beta plus what is alpha? Alpha is 150 minus 2 theta. this should be 180 degrees. Thus I can write 2 beta will be equal to 30 degrees plus 2 theta, or I can further write this as beta is equal to 15 degrees plus theta. So beta is 15 plus theta. So I can write this angle is 15 plus theta. Now let's try to find out this angle. Let's say this is some angle gamma. So gamma plus 30, or maybe we can do one more thing. What we can do is beta plus angle CDE. This is the angle which we have to find out. So beta plus angle CDE, the total of this angle, this total full angle should be sum of 30 plus theta. Beta plus angle CDE should be 30 plus theta. So this is equal to 30 plus theta. Now what is beta? Beta is 15 plus theta. So 15 plus theta plus angle CDE. Now this property is basically like this: A, B, C and D. So this angle, if this is alpha and this is beta, then this angle will be alpha plus beta. So similar property is something which is being used here. So beta plus angle CDE, this is beta and this is angle CDE. So beta plus angle CDE is 30 plus theta. So 15 plus theta is equal to 30 plus theta. This theta and theta can get cancelled, and thus angle CDE will be equal to 30 minus 15, which is 15 degrees. So angle CDE is equal to 15 degrees, and therefore I can say the correct answer for this is 26, which is option D. Next question is saying if log 4x is equal to a and log x to the base 25 is equal to b. So we know that log a to the base b can be written as a is equal to b to the power c. Thus I can write x is equal to 4 to the power a, and from this I can write x is equal to 25 to the power b. So from here I can write x is equal to 2 to the power 2a, or 2 is equals to x to the power 1 upon 2a. 2 is equals to x to the power 1 upon 2a. Similarly, x can be written as 5 to the power 2b, or I can write 5 is equals to x to the power 1 upon 2b. So this is 2, this is 5. 2 is equal to x to the power 1 upon 2a, and 5 is equal to x to the power 1 upon 2b. Now log 10 to the base x will be log 10 to the base x will be log 2 into 5 to the base x. This is equal to log 2 to the base x plus log 5 to the base x. Now we can substitute, instead of 2 we can write x, 2 is equal to x to the power 1 upon 2a, and 5 is equal to x to the power 1 upon 2b. So this is equal to log base x, x to the power 1 upon 2a plus log base x, x to the power 1 upon 2b. So this can be further simplified as 1 upon 2a plus 1 upon 2b, and now taking 2ab as the LCM, this can be written as b plus a. So this will be the final answer. Log 10 to the base x can be written as b plus a divided by 2ab. Therefore the correct answer will be a plus b divided by 2ab. So option C, which is a plus b divided by 2ab. If 5 boys and 3 girls sit randomly around a circular table, the probability that there will be at least one boy sitting between any 2 girls. So first of all, let's find out the total number of outcomes. So total outcomes will be, there are in total 8 people, 5 boys and 3 girls. So there are total 8 people. Now the number of ways of arranging n things around a circular table or around in a circular manner is n minus 1 factorial. So number of ways of arranging these 8 people around a circular table will be 8 minus 1 whole factorial, which is equal to 7 factorial. Now the probability that there will be at least one boy sitting between any 2 girls. So let's say this is a table, this is a circular table, and there are 3 girls. So let's say one girl is here, one girl is here, and one girl is here, G1, G2 and G3. Now in order to arrange G1, G2 and G3, there will be to arrange 3 girls. To arrange 3 girls on this table, the number of ways will be 3 minus 1 factorial, which is equal to 2 factorial. If there are 3 girls, the number of ways in which we can arrange them on a circular table is 3 minus 1 into 2 factorial. Now we have arranged all the girls. What we want is basically we want there should be at least one boy sitting between any 2 girls. So let's say if there is X boys sitting between G1 and G2, Y boys sitting between G2 and G3, and Z boys sitting between G1 and G3. So I can say that X plus Y plus z should be equal to 5. Why? Because x, y and z are basically the number of boys. X, y, z are number of boys and the total number of boys is 5. So x plus y plus z should be equal to 5, such that x should be greater than equal to 1, y should be greater than equal to 1 and z should be greater than equal to 1. Now what I can do, I can write, I can use the PNC formula for this. So I can write x is equal to a plus 1, y is equal to b plus 1 and z is equal to c plus 1, such that a is greater than equal to 0, b is greater than equal to 0 and c is greater than equal to 0. This is similar to this thing only. Instead of writing x, y, z, I have written a plus 1, b plus 1 and c plus 1 and I have changed the condition such that a is greater than equal to 0, b is greater than equal to 0 and c is greater than equal to 0. Thus I can say if x is a plus 1, y b plus 1 and z c plus 1, so I can write a plus 1 plus b plus 1 plus c plus 1 should be equal to 5, and thus I can write a plus b plus c should be equal to 2, such that a should be greater than equal to 0, b greater than equal to 0 and c greater than equal to 0. Now I can apply the formula like there are r things, n things should be distributed among r people such that each can get either 0 or more items. So the formula for this is n plus r minus 1, c r minus 1. So n plus r minus 1, c r minus 1. N is 2, r is 3 here. So I can write 2 plus 3 minus 1, c3 minus 1. So 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 minus 1 is 4. So 4 c2. Thus there are in total 6 ways in which the values of a, b and c can be chosen. The values of a, b and c can be chosen in 6 ways. Now there are 5 boys. So these 5 boys can be arranged in 5 factorial ways, because we don't have to worry about the circular manner now, because what will happen ultimately, there will be some seats between G1 and G2, some 3 seats will be between G1, G2 and G3, some seats between G1 and G2. And some of them should be equal to 5 because there are total 5 boys and there should be 1 boy at least between the 2 girls. So we will have 5 chairs and we have 5 boys. So arranging 5 boys in these 5 chairs, the total number of ways is 5 factorial. Thus if I say what is the favorable outcomes? So favorable outcomes is basically number of ways of arranging girl, which is 2 factorial. The number of ways of dividing boys between the 2 girls. Number of ways of dividing boys between 2 girls. So this is 6 ways. So 2 factorial into 6 into number of ways of arranging all the boys, which is 5 factorial. Thus favorable outcomes is 2 factorial into 6 factorial. So this is the favorable outcomes. Okay. Now if I say what is the probability? Probability is favorable outcomes divided by the total outcomes. What is the favorable outcomes? Favorable outcomes is 2 factorial into 6 factorial. And what is the total outcomes? Total outcomes was 7 factorial. So 2 factorial into 6 factorial divided by 7 factorial, which is equal to 2 by 7. Thus the probability of this event is 2 by 7, and therefore I can say option B, 2 by 7 is the correct answer. A fruit seller had a certain number of apples, bananas and oranges at the start of the day. So let's say there are apples, A apples, B bananas and let's say X oranges. So this is oranges, bananas and apples. So A apples, B bananas and X oranges at the start of the day. The number of bananas was 10 more than the number of apples. So B is equal to basically A plus 10. And the total number of bananas and apples was a multiple of 11. So A plus 10. So A is the number of apples and bananas is A plus 10. So this should be multiple of 11. So 2A plus 10 should be equal to 11K. She was able to sell 70% of the apples, 60% of bananas and 50% of oranges. So what was the sold quantity? Sold quantity is equal to 70% of apples, 60% of bananas plus 50% of oranges. So 0.7a plus 0.6b plus 0.5x during the day. If she was able to sell 55% of the fruit she had at the start of the day. So this is equal to 55% of A plus B plus X. That is the total fruits that she had. Total fruit that she had is A plus B plus X. A plus B plus X. Thus I can write 0.7a plus, instead of b I can substitute a plus 10. So 0.7a plus 0.6 into a plus 10 plus 0.5x should be equal to 55% is 0.55. So this is equal to 0.55a plus, instead of b again we can write a plus 10. So 0.55a plus 10 plus 0.55x. So if further simplifying this is 1.3a plus 0.6 into 10 is 6 plus 0.5x. 1.3a plus 0.5x plus 6 should be equal to 0.55a plus 0.55a is 1.1a plus 5.5. 0.55 into 10 is 5.5. So 5.5 plus 0.55x. Now this is 0.5x and 0.55x, so 0.05x, and 1.1a and 1.3 is 0.2a. Yes, so this will be 0.05x should be equal to 0.2a plus 6 plus 5.5. I'll bring it to the left hand side. 0.2a plus 0.05. Now if I remove the decimal, it should be x should be equal to 4a plus, so this is 0.5. This is 0.5. So x should be equal to 4a plus 10. Now x should be equal to 4a plus 10. Now what is the value of a? A is equal to 11k minus 10 divided by 2. And in order to get the value of x, because ultimately what we have to find out, we have to find out the minimum number of oranges she had at the start of the day. So we have to find out x minimum. We have to find out the value of x minimum. Now a is equal to 11k minus 10. In order to find out x minimum, we have to find out the minimum value of a. What can be the minimum value of a? If we see this 0.7a, I can definitely say that a should be a multiple of 10. Otherwise, this 0.7a will be a decimal number, and it will mean that the sold quantity, that the sold number of apples was something in decimal, which is not possible. So a should be a multiple of 10. Now if I want a should be a multiple of 10, this k value should be equal to 10. This k value should be equal to 10, because any other value if you put, a will not be a multiple of 10. Why? Because if we put k is equal to 1, a will be 1 by 2, again fraction. If we put k is equal to 4, 44 minus 10 is 34, 34 divided by 2 is 17. Now a is not again a multiple of 10. We need a as a multiple of 10. So 11k, k if we put, let's say 8 as well, so 88 minus 10 is 78, divided by 2 is 39. So again a is not a multiple of 10. So only at k is equal to 10, that is, if k is a multiple of 10, then only a will be a multiple of 10. Now minimum value of a will be when k is equal to 10. So a will be equal to, when k is 10, a will be 110 minus 10 divided by 2. So a is equal to 50. So minimum value of a minimum is 50. So minimum value of x, that is x minimum, will be 4 into a minimum is 50 plus 10. So 4 into 50 is 200, and 200 plus 10 is 210. So x minimum is equal to 210, and this is the minimum number of oranges that she'll have, and this is equal to 210, and therefore option B, 210, is the correct answer. A boat goes 96 km upstream in 8 hours and covers the same distance moving downstream in 6 hours. So upstream speed is, let's say speed of boat is B, this is the speed of boat, and speed of stream is R. Upstream speed will be B minus R, and downstream speed will be B plus R. Now if it is taking 96 kilometers upstream, so 96 divided by B minus R should be equal to 8 hours. So it is taking 8 hours for upstream. Thus I can write B minus R is equal to 12, and cover the same distance moving downstream in 6 hours. So 96 upon B plus R is equal to 6. Thus I can write B plus R is equal to 16. Now if we solve these two equations, B minus R is equal to 12 and B plus R is equal to 16, solving 1 and 2, we'll get B minus R as 12 and B plus R as 16. So B is equal to 14 and R is equal to 2. So B is equal to 14 and R is equal to 2, which we will get. Now we're getting, the next part says, on the next day it starts from point A, goes downstream for 1 hour, then upstream for 1 hour, and repeat this for 4 more times. That is 5 upstream and 5 downstream journeys. Then the boat would be. They are at point A. They're moving downstream for 1 hour. So downstream speed will be now, upstream is B minus R. So 14 minus 2, which is 12 kilometer per hour. And downstream is B plus R, which is 14 plus 2, which is 16 kilometer per hour. Now it is going downstream for 1 hour. So it will go downstream for 1 hour means it will first cover 16 kilometers. It will cover 16 kilometers. Now it is moving upstream for 1 hour. So upstream for 1 hour means it will go 12 kilometers. So ultimately this is the distance which it is actually covering, and this is equal to 4 kilometers. So in each upstream and downstream iteration, the actual movement is 4 kilometers. So what will happen after one downstream and one upstream? It will move by 4 kilometers. Then again by one upstream, one downstream, again 4 kilometers. Then third time again 4 kilometers. Then fourth time again 4 kilometers, and fifth time again 4 kilometers. So 4, 4, 4, 4 and 4. So total distance after 5 upstream and 5 downstream motion will be 4 into 5, which is equal to 20 kilometers. So this is the total distance from point A, and thus I can say option B, which is 20 kilometer downstream of A, is the correct answer. The next question is saying the number of the solutions of the equation x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 is equal to 50, where x1, x2, x3, x4 are integers with x1 greater than equal to 1. So x1 is greater than equal to 1, x2 is greater than equal to 2, x3 is greater than equal to 0, and x4 is greater than equal to 0. So for this we can apply the direct formula where we have to divide n things among r people such that each person gets either 0 or more items. But the thing is, it should be greater than or equal to 0, either 0 or more items. But in this case we can see x1 can be greater than or equal to 1, or x2 and x2 can be greater than or equal to 2. So what I'll do, I'll substitute x1 is equal to a plus 1 such that a is greater than or equal to 0, and x2 is equal to b plus 2 such that b is greater than or equal to 0. Now ultimately what this will get me is basically I have to divide some items among 4 people such that each can get either 0 or more items. So instead of x1 I'll write a plus 1, and x2 I'll write b plus 2. So thus a plus 1 plus b plus 2 plus x3 plus x4 should be equal to 50. So a plus b plus x3 plus x4 should be equal to 50 minus 3, which is 47. Now the formula of dividing 47 items among 4 people such that each get either 0 or more is n plus r minus 1 c r minus 1, where n is equal to 47 and r is equal to 4. Thus I can write 47 plus 4 minus 1 c 4 minus 1 will be the total number of ways of dividing. Thus total number of solutions can be 47 plus 4 is 51, minus 1 50, so 50 c3. This will be equal to 50 into 49 into 48 divided by 6, which is 3 factorial, which is 6. This will go 8 times. 8 into 5 is 40, so 400 into 49, and 49 into 4 is 196. So the total number of solutions will be 19,600. Therefore I can write the total number of solutions will be 19,600, and option C is the correct answer. The numbers 2 to the power 2024 and 5 to the power 2024 are expanded, and their digits are written out consecutively on one page. The total number of digits written on the pages. So let's say if the number of digits of this number is a and for this is b, the total number of digits will be a plus b, because all of these digits are written out on the page. Now let's say 2 to the power 2024, number of how we find out the number of digits is basically we use log n, which is the number to the base 10 plus 1 ka greatest integer function. Similarly for 2 to the power 2024, it will be log 2 to the power 2024 to the base 10 plus 1 ka greatest integer. So this will be 2024, this power will come out, and log 2 to the base 10 is 0.3 plus 1. So 2024 into 3 will be equal to 6072. So 607.2, which is equal to 6 greatest integer of 608.2, or roughly equal to 608 is the number of digits for 2 to the power 2024. Now we have to find out the number of digits for 5 to the power 2024. For 5 to the power 2024, the number of digits will be log base 10 5 to the power 2024 plus 1 greatest integer. This will be 2024, and log 5 to the base 10 is what? It is 0.7. So 2024 into 0.7 plus 1. This is equal to 14168. So 1416.8 and 1417.8 का greatest integer. So this is equal to 1417 digits. So 5 to the power 2024 will have 1417 digits. So this is the value of A and this is the value of B. What is the total number of digits written on the page? It is A plus B. Thus total number of digits is 0608 plus 1417, which is equal to 2025 digits will be written on that page, and therefore I can say option B, 2025 is the correct answer. Theta is the angle between the pair of tangents drawn from the point 0, 7 by 2 to the circle x square plus y square minus 14x plus 16y plus 88 is equal to 0. Then tan theta is equal to. Okay. So we have a circle like this. So let's first find out the equation of the circle. This can be written as x square minus 14x plus 49 plus y square plus 16y plus 64. I'm just trying to make it equation of circle. Plus 88 is equal to, since I have added 49 and 64, I'll add 49 and 64 to the right hand side as well. So 49 plus 64. Now this is x minus 7 ka whole square. So I can write x minus 7 ka whole square. Plus this is y plus 8 ka whole square. Y plus 8 ka whole square is equal to 49 plus 64 is 113, and this plus 88 will go to the right hand side and it will become minus 88. So this will be 113 minus 88, which is 25, and this is 5 ka whole square. So thus I can say the center of the circle is 7 comma minus 8 and the radius of the circle is 5, because this is the equation of the circle. X minus a plus y minus b ka, x minus a ka whole square plus y minus b ka whole square is equal to r square. So a comma b is the center and 5 is the radius of the circle. So, and the pair of tangents are drawn from the point 0, 7, 2. So from 0, 7 to 0, 7 by 2, there is a pair of tangents which are drawn. And this is the center of the circle. And what is the center of the circle? Center of the circle is 7, minus 8. 7, minus 8. Now, if I say this is A, B, C, and this is the center of the circle, what is the length of AO? This is 90 degrees, and this angle will be theta by 2, and this angle will be theta by 2, because the angle between the tangents. So this entire angle is theta. So half angle will be theta by 2. Now, if I see this length is R is equal to 5 centimeter. This is the radius of the circle. This is 5 centimeter. What is AO? AO can be written as under root 7 minus 0 ka whole square plus minus 8 minus 7 by 2 ka whole square. So this is equal to under root of 49 plus 16 into 16 plus 7, 23 by 2, which is 529 by 4. So 529 by 4, this is equal to under root of 725 divided by 4. 725 divided by 4, and thus AO will be equal to 25 into 29. So this is 5 by 2 under root 29. So this is the length of AO. If this is AO, I can also find out the length of AB. I can find out the length of AB. So AB square plus 5 square should be equal to 5 by 2 under root 29 ka whole square. This will ultimately come out as 25 by 2, which is AB will come out as 25 by 2. AB will come out as 25 by 2. Now, BO is 5, AB is 25 by 2. I can write tan theta by 2. That is applying this formula. This is perpendicular. For tan theta by 2, this is perpendicular and this is base. What is perpendicular? Perpendicular is 5 divided by tan theta, base is 25 divided by 2. So tan theta by 2 will be equal to 2 tan 2 by 5. This is equal to 2 by 5. This is tan theta by 2. And we know that tan 2 theta is equal to 2 tan theta divided by 1 minus tan square theta. So tan theta can be written as 2 tan theta by 2 divided by 1 minus tan square theta by 2. So 2 tan theta by 2 will be equal to 2 into 2 by 5 divided by 1 minus tan square theta by 2 is 1 minus 4 by 25. Thus 2 into 2 by 5 is 4 by 5, and 1 minus 4 by 25 is 21 by 25. So this goes 5, and thus I can write tan theta is equal to 20 divided by 21. tan theta is equal to 20 divided by 21, and therefore I can say correct answer will be option D, which is 20 divided by 21. The difference between the maximum real root and the minimum real root of the equation x square minus 5 to the whole power 4 plus x square minus 7 to the whole power 4 is equal to 16 is. So we have to find out the difference between the maximum real root and the minimum real root. Okay. What I'll do, I'll assume x square minus 6 is equal to t. X square minus 6 is equal to t. So thus x square minus 5 can be written as t plus 1. X square minus 5 can be written as t plus 1 to the whole power 4, and x square minus 7 can be written as plus t minus 1 to the whole power 4, and this is equal to 16. Thus solving this, t plus 1 to the whole power 4 will expand it to t to the power 4 plus 4t cube plus 6t square plus 4t plus 1 plus t minus 1 to the whole power 4 will be t to the power 4 minus 4t cube plus 6t square minus 4t plus 1, and this is equal to 16. Now the 4t and minus 4t cancel, minus 4t cube plus 4t cube is cancelled, and thus this will be equal to 2t to the power 4 plus 12t to the power square plus 2 is equal to 16. Further solving it will give me t to the power 4 plus 6t square minus 7 is equal to 0. I can assume t square is equal to u. I can assume t square is equal to u. So that implies u square plus 6u minus 7 is equal to 0. If I factorize this equation, it will be u plus 7 into u minus 1 is equal to 0. Thus there are two possible values of u. U is minus 7, or I can say u is equal to 1. Now what is u? U is equal to t square, and t square cannot be minus 7. Any square number can never be a negative number unless until it is imaginary number. So u is equal to minus 1 can be cancelled. So thus the only solution is u is equal to 1. So I can write t square is equal to 1, and thus there are two possible values of t. Either t is equal to plus 1 or t is equal to minus 1. Now if I further go up, what was t? T was x square minus 6. Thus what I can do, I'll substitute t is equal to 1. So x square minus 6 is equal to 1. This will give me two possible values of x. X square minus 6 is 1, so x square will be equal to 7. So x will be equal to either root 7 or x is equal to minus root 7. Similarly, I can put t is equal to minus 1. So this is my case 1, this is my case 2. X square minus 6 is equal to minus 1. Thus the two possible values of x is either x is equals to root 5 or x is equals to minus root 5. Now what are the possible solutions of x? So x can be either root 7, minus root 7, root 5 and minus root 5. We needed to find out, we are required to find out the difference between the maximum and the minimum root of the equation. So what is the maximum root of the equation? Root 7 is the maximum value. Root 7 is the maximum root of the equation. Root 5 and minus root 5 is the second, root 5 is second maximum, minus root 5 is third maximum, and minus root 7 is the minimum root of the equation. The root 7 is the maximum and minus root 7 is the minimum. Thus the difference will be 2 root 7, that is root 7 minus root minus of minus root 7. The difference between these two values will be 2 root 7, and therefore I can say option D, which is 2 root 7, is the correct answer. The angle of elevation of the top of a pole from a point A on the ground is 30 degrees. The angle of elevation changes to 45 degrees after moving 20 meters towards the base. Then the height of the pole in meters is. So let's say this is some pole, and the angle at the top of the pole is basically from this point. It is, let's say, if this is the pole, let's say the height of the pole is h. This is the height of the pole, which is h. Now from this point, we are moving. The angle of elevation of the top of a pole from a point A on the ground is 30 degrees. Okay. So this is basically, let's say from this point, which is A, it is 30 degrees. It is saying that the angle of elevation changes to 45 degrees after moving 20 meters towards the base. So after moving, let's say 20 meters towards the base, the angle of elevation changes to 45 degrees. So this angle is equal to 45 degrees. Now what I can do, this angle is 90. I can assume this distance as d. And we are given, we are given nothing. We have to find out the height of the pole in meter. if this is A, let's say this is B, this is C, and this is D. So in triangle BCD, what will happen? H upon D will be equal to 1045, which is equal to 1. Thus I can write H is equal to D. H upon D is 1045 and 1045 is 1. So H is equal to D. Now further I can, in triangle which is BCA, the triangle BCA, I can write H upon D plus 20 is equal to 1030 degrees. H upon D plus 20 is equal to 1030 degrees. Now H is equal to D, so what I can write, instead of D I can write H. So H divided by H plus 20, and 1030 is 1 by root 3. So this will be equal to 1 by root 3. Taking denominators to the left and the right hand side, this will give us root 3H is equals to H plus 20, or I can write H is equals to, this will become root 3 minus 1 into H is equal to 20, and H will become 20 divided by root 3 minus 1. We can rationalize this, so multiply and divide by root 3 plus 1. This will be equal to 20 divided by root 3 minus 1 into root 3 minus 1 into root 3 plus 1 is root 3 square minus 1 square. So 3 minus 1, which is 2. So 20 divided by 2 into root 3 plus 1, and thus H will be equal to 10 times root 3 plus 1. So H is equal to 10 times root 3 plus 1, and therefore the height of the pole will be equal to, height of the pole is equal to 10 times root 3 plus 1, and thus option D is the correct answer. Next question is saying the number of values of x for which C 17 minus x 3x plus 1 is defined as an integer is. So what it is saying is 17 minus x C 3x plus 1. We have to check whether this is integer or not. So let's say if there is a term which is NCR, I have to check whether it is valid, it is legal or not. You check three conditions, which is n greater than equal to 0, then you check r greater than equal to 0, and you check n is greater than equal to r. So these are the three things which needs to be checked to check whether it will give a valid integer or not. So we'll check the three things here as well. First will be 17 minus x should be greater than equal to 0. This will give me x is less than equal to 17. Then it is r greater than equal to 0, so 3x plus 1 should be greater than equal to 0, or I can say x is greater than equal to minus 1 by 3. Then third one is saying n should be greater than equal to r, so 17 minus x should be greater than equal to 3x plus 1. Now I take this to the left hand side, right hand side, and 1 to the left hand side, so I will get 16 is greater than equal to 4x, or x is less than equal to 4. If I plot this on the number line, what are the three things which I am getting? So I have minus 1 by 3, I have 4, I have 17. So first part is saying x is less than equal to 17, which includes this part. Then second part is saying x is greater than equal to 1 minus 1 by 3, so this is this part. And third is saying x is less than equal to 4, so which is this part. Just this part. So if we see, the common part in the three equations is basically this one. This is the common part. Thus I can write x can be greater than equal to minus 1 by 3 and less than equal to 4. So this is the common part. Now what are we have to find out the integer values of x. So integer values of x will be 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So these are the 5 integer values of x, and therefore my answer to this question will be option D, which is 5. The next question is saying let ABC be an equilateral triangle with each side of length k. If a circle is drawn with diameter AB, then the area of the portion of the triangle lying inside the circle is. So if I draw a triangle now, so ABC is an equilateral triangle, so it will be something like this. A, B and C is an equilateral triangle. So this is an equilateral triangle, let's say, and each side of length k. If a circle is drawn with diameter AB, so let's say this is my A, this is B and this is C, and circle is drawn with diameter AB, so let's say this is the circle. So this is my circle. Now this will be my center. This will be my center. So let's say this is my center O. Now if I join these two lines and these two lines, let's say this is my point D and this is my point E. Now this angle is 60 degrees because this is an angle of equilateral triangle, so this is 60 degrees. Also this length is k by 2. and this length is k by 2, and since this is also the radius, that is OD, and OE is also a radius, so that will also be equal to k by 2. So this is also k by 2 and this is also k by 2. Now if we see, if this is 60, this and this is equal, so this will also be 60 degrees, because angles opposite to equal sides are equal, and if these two angles are 60, so this angle will be 60 as well. Similarly, if this angle is 60 degrees and these two sides are equal, what will happen? This angle will also be 60 degrees, and if this is 60, again this angle will be 60 as well. Now if this is 60, this is 60, so this angle will be 60 as well, because angles on a straight line is the sum of angles on a straight line is equal to 180 degree. Now we have to find out the area of the portion of the triangle lying inside the circle. So we have to find out this area plus this area plus this area. So this is an equilateral triangle with side k by 2. This is an equilateral triangle with side k by 2. You can clearly see this is k by 2, this is also k by 2, and since this is an equilateral triangle, so all the sides will be k by 2. This is also an equilateral triangle with side k by 2. This is also an equilateral triangle with side k by 2, and this is a sector. This is a sector of circle whose angle is equal to 60 degrees. Center angle is equal to 60 degrees. So sector of circle whose center angle is equal to 60 degrees. Now if this is equilateral triangle, this is equilateral, so area of triangle, so area of the figure, area of shaded will be area of triangle AOD plus area of triangle BOE plus area of sector DOE. Thus if we solve this further, we will get area of triangle AOD will be root 3 by 4 into a square. A is k by 2 ka whole square, plus area of triangle BOE will be also be root 3 by 4 into k by 2 ka whole square, plus area of sector DOE. So if we know that area of area of a circle is pi r square. Now if it is complete 360 degrees, so it will be pi r square. If it is 60, the area of sector is given by theta divided by 360 into pi r square. This is the area of square. Now here area is the center angle is 60 degrees, so this theta is 60. Thus area of sector DOE will be pi into what is radius? Radius here is k by 2. So pi by 6, this will be 1 by 6 into pi r square. So pi by 6 into r square. What is r square? R is k by 2, so k by 2 ka whole square. If we are further solving this, we will get root 3 by 4 into 2, which is root 3 by 2 k square. So root 3 by 8 k square plus this is pi k square by 24. 4 and 6 for the 24. So pi k square by 24. If I take the LCM now, we will get 3 root 3 k square plus pi, or pi k square, and I can further simplify this to k square pi plus 3 root 3 divided by 24, and this will be the area of the shaded region which we need to find out. K square into pi plus 3 root 3 divided by 24. Thus our correct option will be option A, which is 3 root 3 plus pi k square divided by 24. The next question is saying Sagarika divides the savings of rupees 10,000 to invest across two schemes A and B. Scheme A offers an interest rate of 10% per annum compounded half yearly. So this is half yearly compounded. While scheme B offers a simple interest rate of 12% per annum. If at the end of the first year, the value of her investment in scheme B exceeds the value of her investment in scheme A by 2310 rupees, then the total interest in rupees earned by Sagarika during the year of investment is. So there are two schemes, let's say scheme A and scheme B. In scheme A, let's say she invested X rupees, and in scheme B, let's say she invested 10k minus X. So I am representing 10,000 as 10k. So 10k minus X. Now rate of interest, this is my principal amount. Rate of interest will be 10%. In scheme A it is 10%, but it is compounded half yearly. And so this will be, this is 10% compounded half yearly. So this will become 5%, 5% compounded 2 times. The time period, so it will be 2 time periods. And for 10k minus x, which is a simple interest, it is 12% per annum, so it is only once. The compound interest scheme was 10%, but since it is compounded half yearly, it will be 5% for 2 times. You can also remember the formula, which is for others, if it is a normal compounding, it is p into 1 plus r by 100 to the whole power t. But if it is semi-annually, what will happen? This becomes 1 plus r by 2 divided by 100 to the whole power 2t. So this will become p. This is for compounded half yearly. So this is something which I am doing here. I have reduced the rate of interest by half to 5%, and I have increased the time period to twice, which is 2 times. It was only for a year, but since it is half yearly, it is for 2 years. So let's calculate the amount. It says investment in scheme A, the value for investment in scheme B exceeds the value for investment in scheme A. So scheme A value will be value in scheme A will be equal to x 1 plus 5 by 100 to the whole power 2. This will be roughly 1.05 ka whole square, which is 11025. So this is 1.1025x. So this is my value in scheme A. My value in scheme B will be 10k minus x into 1 plus 12 into 1 by 100, 1 plus RT by 100. P into 1 plus RT by 100 is how you calculate the value in a simple, like the amount after certain period in a simple interest scheme. So this will be equal to 1.12 into 10k minus x. Now we have, this is 10k. Now we have value for investment in scheme B exceeds the value for investment in scheme A by 2. So VB is equals to VA plus 2310. So if I further solve this up, this is 1.12 into 10k will be 11,200. This is 10k is 10,000. So 1.12 into 10k is 11,200 minus 1.12x. This will be equal to VA, which is 1.1025x plus 2310. If I take this to right and this to left, so I'll get 8890 is equal to roughly around 2.2225x, and thus I will get x is equal to 8890 divided by 2.2225. Now if I use the calculator, this value will be equal to, x will be equal to 4000. X will be equal to 4000. So I can say in scheme A the value is 4k and in scheme B the value is 6k. We have to calculate the total interest. We have to calculate the total interest in rupees earned by Sagarika during the first year of investment. So total interest from A will be, what is the value after 1 year for A minus the principal amount. So IA will be VA minus principal amount for A. What is VA? VA is 1.1025x minus x. Principal amount was A, so this is equal to roughly around 0.1025x. We have find out x is 4000, we'll substitute this, so 0.1025 into 4000. This will be equal to 102.5 into 4, which is 205410. So investment from scheme A is rupees 410. Now we have to find out investment from scheme B. So investment from scheme B, again this will be P into R into T by 100. What is the principal amount? Principal amount is 6000. So 6000 P into what is the rate of interest? Rate of interest is 12 and time period is 1. So 6000 into 12 into 1 divided by 100. 100 get cancelled, and thus investment in scheme B is 720 rupees. Thus, sorry, interest from scheme B is 720. So total interest will be 410 plus 720. So total interest will be rupees 1130. This is the total interest value, and therefore I can say the correct answer is option D. The next question is saying, in a survey of 500 people, it was found that 250 owned a 4-wheeler but not a 2-wheeler. 100 owned a 2-wheeler but not a 4-wheeler, and 100 owned neither a 4-wheeler nor a 2-wheeler. The number of people who owned both this. So the easiest way to ace this question is basically draw a Venn diagram. So let's say this is our entire population. So this is my 2-wheeler diagram and this is my 4-wheeler. So this is 2-wheeler, this is 4-wheeler. Now there are survey of 500 people, so total number of people is 500. It was found that 250 owned a 4-wheeler but not a 2-wheeler. So 250 owned a 4-wheeler, not a 2-wheeler. So this part is 250. 250, only this particular part, who owned 4-wheeler but not a 2-wheeler. 100 owned a 2-wheeler but not a 4-wheeler. So this is this part. So 100 owned a 2-wheeler but not a 4-wheeler. So 100 owned a 2-wheeler but not a 4-wheeler. And 100 owned neither a 4-wheeler nor a 2-wheeler. So 100 will come something outside. So it is neither 2-wheeler nor 4-wheeler. Then the number of people who own both. Let's say this is A. Number of people who own both is basically this common this common part, which is, let's say, A. Now sum of this plus this plus this plus this should be the entire population, which is 500, and therefore I can say 500 is equal to 100 plus 100 plus A plus 250. This is roughly equal to 200, 250 is 450, so A will be equal to 50. So thus I can say the number of people who own both the vehicles will be 50, and therefore option D, 50, will be the correct answer. For some non-zero real values of A, B and C, it is given that mod C by A is equal to 4, mod A by B is equal to 1 by 3 and B by C is equal to minus 3 by 4. If AC is greater than 0, then B plus C divided by A is. So B plus C divided by A. We need to find out the value of this. Now if AC is greater than 0, there are two possible cases, that is A is greater than 0 and C is greater than 0. That is both are positive values. Then only the product of A and C will be positive. Then if AC is greater than 0, there is one more case, which is A is negative and B is negative. Sorry, C is negative as well. So if A is negative, C is negative, then what will happen? Basically, in both the cases, it will be a positive. The product of both of these numbers will be a positive value. Now we are given mod of C by A is equal to 4. So mod of C by A is equal to 4. So there can be two possible cases. Either C by A is equal to 4 or C by A can be equal to minus 4. Thus, but if we see the two possible cases for A and C values are either both A and C are positive and both A and C are negative. So these are the only two possible cases. Now, if I say both A and C are positive, only this case is possible, that is C by A is equal to 4. This case is never possible because one of the two for this, either A or C, should be negative. One of the two should be negative. Exactly one of the two should be negative. If both are positive, both are positive and both are negative, what will happen? C by A will always be equal to 4. So thus I can say the value of C by A is equal to 4. Now we are also given B by C is equal to minus 3 by 4. So B by C is equal to minus 3 by 4. So thus I can finally further say this, that B is equal to minus 3C by 4. B is equals to minus 3C by 4. Now we have to find out the value of B plus C divided by A. So B plus C divided by A is B plus C divided by A. B is equal to minus 3C by 4. So I can write minus 3C by 4 plus C divided by A. Now C minus 3C by 4 will be C by 4 into A. Also we have figured out the value of C by A. So what we'll do, we'll put the value of C by A over here. C by A is equal to 4. So this is equal to 1 by 4 into C by A, which is equal to 4. So 1 by 4 is equal to 4. Thus I can finally say this, that B plus C divided by A, this will be equal to 1, and therefore I can say the correct option for this question is option A. The next question is a 5-question DLR set. It is a reasoning set. So let's solve this one now. So in an election there were 5 constituencies, which is S1, S2, S3, S4 and S5, with 20 votes each of all whom voted. So there were 20 voters in each of these constituencies. Okay, 3 parties A, B and C contested the elections. The party that gets the maximum number of votes in a constituency wins that seat. In every constituency there was a clear winner. So which is getting the maximum number of votes is winning that constituency, and there is a clear winner. It means that none of the votes are being tied. Like if, like, let's say winner is getting a different number of votes than the other 2 candidates, the winner is definite. We'll definitely get the winner. Now the following additional information is known. Total votes obtained by A, B and C across all constituencies is 49, 35 and 16 respectively. So let me just draw a table for this. Yeah, so we have something like this: S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, and this is total. Thus this is A, B and C, and A is getting A, B and C are getting 49, 35 and 16. So this is A is getting 49, B is 35 and C is 16. Yes. Thus the total number of votes is 100. Also in each constituency there is 20 votes. So 20, 20, 20, 20 and 20. Now the second part of the question is saying S2 and S3 were won by C. So this is won by basically C. So what I'll do, I'll just put a tick mark here. S2 and S3 were won by C, while A won only S1. So S1 was on, sorry, A only won S1. So I can definitely say that S4 and S5 will be won by B. So the tick mark represents the winner. Further, it is said that the number of votes obtained by B in S1, S2, S3, S4, S5 are distinct natural numbers in an increasing order. So we'll remember this as well. So this is a distinct natural numbers in increasing order. So we have used all the conditions. Now, if I want a clear winner, how I can get the clear winner? What is the minimum number of votes required? So let's say the winner gets 7 votes. The winner gets 7 votes. Is it possible to get the winner? Because what will happen? There are in total 20 votes. In total, there are 20 votes. Now, if the winner is getting 7, what are the number of votes which other 2 candidates are getting? The other 2 candidates will get 13 votes. Thus, there can be a case when the second candidate gets 7 votes and the third candidate gets 6 votes. The 7, 7, 6 can be a possible combination. So this is total is 20 and 7, 7, 6 can be a possible combination. Now, will this give me a clear winner? No, because this is going to end in a tie, and it is clearly given that we are getting a clear winner. So 7, 7, 6. So 7 is not possible. Is 6 possible? Let's say if the winner gets 6 votes. So is 6 possible? So number of votes to remaining is 14, and there can be a case where it can be 8 and 6, or let's say 7 and 7. So again, this will never be a winner. So in order to win, the minimum number of votes required by the candidate should be 8 votes. He should definitely get 8 votes, then only he is winning the election. He needs to get 8 votes. Less than 8 is never possible. So because if it is 8, the other possibilities is 8, 7, 5 or 8, 6, 6 or 8, 5, 7. So these are other possibilities. Either it is 6, 6, 7, 5, 5, 7, but with 8 number of votes, we are definitely going to get a winner. 4, 8 is not possible. Why? Because it is clearly given that 8 and 8, there is a clear winner. So this 4, 8 is not possible. But what is happening with 7? Basically, if 7, 7 is not possible, so what will happen? This will be 8 or 5. So it is 7, 7, 6 or 7, 8, 5. It is clearly given that there is a clear winner. So even in this case, let's say if I am assuming that 7 was the votes which is get by winner, then this contradicts, because there is one candidate who is getting 8 number of votes. 7, 7, 6 is not possible because we are getting a clear winner. So we have to ignore that case. So the other case will be 7, 8, 5. Now this contradicts the condition if I am saying that winner gets 7 votes and I have another candidate who is getting 8 votes. So this is not possible because he will win the election. The minimum number of votes that a candidate should have is 8 votes. So minimum number of votes to win should be equal to 8. This should be the minimum number of votes to win. Now, if we see, C is in total getting 16 votes and he is winning in 2 constituencies, S2 and S3. Now, if he is getting 16 votes and the minimum number of votes to win is 8, so I can say he is getting 8 and 8 votes in the constituencies which is winning, and 0, 0 and 0 votes in the other constituency. That is in S2 and S3. He is getting 8 and 8 votes because he is winning S2 and S3. But other than that, S1, S3, S4 and S5, S1, S4 and S5, he is getting 0 votes because the total number of votes for him is 16. So thus I can write this here. This will be equal to 8. This is 8. This will be 0. This will be 0 and this will be 0 as well. Now we are done with C. Now we are also known that number of votes obtained by B in S1, S2, S3, S4, S5 are distinct natural numbers in an increasing order. So it is a distinct natural numbers in increasing order. Now if this is 20 and C has got 8 in S2 and S3, the other 2 values for this can be either 5. Thus I can say S2 will get, if C is getting 8 votes in S2 and S3, so A and B can get either 5 votes and 7 votes. So these are the possible values for A and B in S2 and S3. So 5 or 7, 6 or 6, or 7 or 5. So for S2 and S3, these are the possible combinations. 4 and 8 is not possible. 3 and 9 is not possible, because in that case, either it will be a tie or some other candidate will win the election. But it is given that number of votes obtained by B in S1, S2, S3, S4 and S5 are in increasing order. So thus I can say B has three possibilities. It is either 5, 6, that is 5 in S2, 6 in S3, because it is an increasing number, increasing order, or I can write 5, 7, or I can write 6, 7. So either it is 5, 6, 5, 7, or 6, 7. So these are the three possible cases for B. Now let me just remove this part. Now it is 5, 6, 5, 7 or 6, 7. If B is getting 5, 6 in this part, so then the remaining number of votes will be either 5, 6, and he is getting 35 total number of votes. So he will get remaining votes will be either 24. If it is 5, 7, then the remaining votes will be 23. And if it is 6, 7, the remaining votes will be 22. Now he is getting the votes in an increasing order. Let's say if he is getting 22 votes, 22 votes are remaining. Now it is a natural number. So this value that is B in S1 should be greater than equal to 1. The minimum value for B in S1 can be 1. So if I assume that B is getting 1 vote in S1, and let's say, and he is winning S4 and S5. B is winning S4 and S5. B is winning S4 and S5. So you should get the majority of the votes. And we have to think it clearly that C is getting 0 votes in S4 and S5. So the votes will be divided among for S4 and S5, votes will be divided among A and B. So if I say B is getting 1 vote in S1, and let's say 10 in S4 and 11 in S5, because it is increasing order. S1, S2, S3, S4, S5 is in increasing order. So let's say B is getting 1, 10 and 11. But what is the problem with this? Because since B is getting 10 votes in S4, so what will happen? A will also get 10 votes in S4. A will also get 10 votes in S4, because the total is 20 some. Now, if they both are getting 10 votes, you won't have a clear winner. Similarly, if I do this as 1, 9, 12, let's say if I do this 1, 9, 12, so what will happen this time? A will get 11 votes. If B is getting 9 votes in S4, A will get 11 votes in S4. So then A will be the winner, but it is clearly given that B is the winner. Thus I can say this 22 is not possible. I'll remove this case. 22 is not possible, and thus I can remove this 6, 7 as well. This 6, 7 is never possible. Now let me check this for 5, 7. So is 5, 7 possible or not? So for 5, 7, again the number of votes can be, let's say, divided as 1, 11, 11. So either it can be 1, 11, or 1, 10, 12. So these are the two possible cases. Again, in both the cases, what will happen? A will get 9 votes in this thing. Sorry. First of all, this is not possible, because it is clearly given that it is a distinct natural numbers in increasing order, and this is not distinct natural number. These both numbers are same. 11 and 11 are same. So I can remove this case. This case is never possible. Again, similar problem with this one is, if I give 1 vote to B in S1, so B is getting 10 votes for S4, so A will also get 10 votes for S4, and again both of them are tying, and we are not able to find out the clear winner. So this case will also be invalid. Now there might be a question that why I am only giving 1 vote to B in S1. What if I give 2 votes to B in S1? Let's say if I give 2 votes to B in S1, then I am remaining with 21. So the only possible case is either 10, 11 or 9, 12. So 10, 11 or 9, 12. Again, what will happen? This will be 11, and this again A will be the winner there. In A in S4 will be 11, or A will be the winner. If it is 2, 10, 11, what will happen? 2, 10, yes, 2, 10, 11, then what will happen? Then again A in S4 will get 10 votes, and we are again having a tie. Thus, if I now take 3 as well, so either it will end in a tie between A and B, or A will win. So any value which is greater than 1 for A will always give me either a tie or a win for A, which I don't want. I want a win for B in S4 and S5. So thus I can say this case is also not valid. I can remove this 23 case as well. and thus the only possible case for B is getting 5 votes in S2 and 6 in S3. So I can write it here. B is getting 5 votes in S2 and 6 in S3. Now if that's the case, 5, 8, 13, this will be 7, and 6, 8, 14, this will be 6. Now we are left with only one case, which is B is getting 5, 6 votes. So remaining number of votes is 24. Now I have to divide this 24 among in 3 constituencies. So there are some ways, which is either 1, now we are left with 23, either it can be 1, 11, 12, or I can say 1, 10, 13, or 1, 9, 14 is not possible, like because I can write 1, 9, 14 as well to explain. I'll explain this further. Or there can be further case when 2 and it is 10, 12, 2, 11, 11. But this case is not valid. Why? Because it is an increasing order. This case is not valid because A will get 10 votes in S4. If B is getting 10 votes in S4, A will also get 10 votes in S4, and we won't have a clear winner. Again, this is not possible because 1, 9, 14 means if B is getting 9 votes in S4, A will get 11 votes in S4. A will get 11 votes in S4, and thus A will win, which we don't want. Again, 1, 10, 13 is not possible because if B is getting 10 votes in S4, then A will also get 10 votes in S4, and again it will be a tie. So the only possible case is 1, 11, 12. That is, B is getting 1 vote in S1, 11 votes in S4, and 12 votes in S5. So thus I can write it here: 1 vote in S1, 11 in S4, and 12 in S5. So if this is 1, this will be 19 because the sum is 20. If this is 11, this is 9, and if this is 12, this will be 8. So we can clearly see these are the winners who are getting the maximum number of votes. In that particular constituency, we have a clear winner. There are no ties, and the scores of B is in an increasing order. And the sum, if we do, for A it is 19 plus 7, 26, 32, plus 9, 41, plus 8, 49. So for A it is fine. For A it is fine. For B it is 1 plus 5, 6, plus 6, 12, plus 11, 23, plus 20, 35. This is also fine. And 0 plus 8 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. This is also fine. So all of our conditions are satisfied, and this is what we are getting as the final table. So this is our final table. Now we'll look at the questions, and we'll come back to this table to answer all these questions. So first question is saying the constituency in which B got lower number of votes compared to A and C. So in which constituency B got lower number of votes? So B got lower number of votes as compared to A and C. In S1 he got higher number of votes. We can see he got more number of votes than C. Then in S2 he got lower number of votes than both A and C. For S2 B got lower number of votes than both A and C. Then in S3 as well, A and B are getting same number of votes. So again we cannot consider this. Then for S4 and S5 it is winning. So S4 and S5 can never be the answer. S1 he is getting more votes than than C, and in S3 he is getting same number of votes than as A. So the only left option is S2, and therefore I can say the correct answer for this one will be option C, which is S2. The next question is saying the number of votes obtained by B in S2 is. So again we'll go back to table. B in S2 is basically 5 votes, and therefore I can say the number of votes obtained by B in S2 is option C, which is 5. The number of votes obtained by A in S5 is. So again we'll go back to the table. A in S5 is 8 votes, and thus I can say this is 8 votes, and thus I can say A in S5 is option C, which is 8 votes. Then if we look at the next question, comparing the number of votes obtained by A across different constituencies, the lowest number of votes in constituency. Okay, the lowest number of votes were in constituency. Okay, so comparing all the votes of A, in which constituency does A got the minimum number of votes? So again we'll go back to the table. So among all the constituencies, the lowest number of votes which that A got will be S3. In S3 we can clearly see he is getting only 6 votes, and in S1, S2, S4 and S5 it is greater than 6. S1 is 19, S2 is 7, S4 is 9, and S5 is 8. S3 he is getting the minimum number of votes, which is 6, and therefore I can say the number of votes obtained by A, the minimum number of votes obtained by A is in constituency S3. Let's look at the last question of this IPMAT 2024 paper. So assume that A and C had formed an alliance, and any voter who voted for either A or C would have voted for this alliance. Then the number of seats this alliance would have won is. Okay. So any voter who would have voted for A and C will be directly considered as the alliance. So alliance votes is is nothing but the combined votes of A and C. So number of seats alliance would have won. So we have to find out in which all constituencies will the alliance will win. So again we'll go back to the table. Now A and C are forming an alliance. So if A and C are forming an alliance, what I'll do is I'll drop this part. So if I say A and C are forming an alliance, so what I'll do, I'll construct a two table. So one is B and one is A plus C, and let me do it for each constituency. So S1, it is B is getting 1 vote and A plus C is 90. Then for S2, B is getting 5 votes, yeah, and A plus C is getting 15. Then for S3, B is getting 6 and A plus C is 40. Then S4, B is getting 11 and A plus C is 9. And for S5, B is getting 12 and A plus C is 8. So we can clearly see for S1, S2 and S3, the alliance will win. S1, S2 and S3, alliance will win. Alliance will win. And for S4 and S5, B is going to win because B is still getting more number of votes. A and C is combined getting 9 and 8 votes, and B and C is getting 11 and 12 votes respectively. So for S4 and S5, B and C will win, but for S1, S2 and S3, alliance A and C will win. Therefore, I can say the correct answer for that question will be option C, which is 3, S1, S2 and S3. These are the number of votes that the alliance A and C will win.